Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Foul into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo. Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
It's the day of reckoning, almost. A Monday of reckoning. Coaches being fired. We're at the point in the NFL season and the college season where you've seen enough. Good or bad, you've seen enough. We could start to form some opinions. That's exactly what a couple administrations and or programs did. James Franklin, see ya. Brian Callahan, see ya.
Not very sensitive.
See ya. Coaches out. Got a lot to react to. MLB playoffs. Mariners stole one. A great Friday night. Game 5 against Detroit. They're able to steal Game 1 against the Toronto Blue Jays. Get Game 1 between the Brewers and the Dodgers tonight. You got Game 2 between the Mariners and the Blue Jays starting about right now. We'll give you updates as we continue on the program. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Colin Russo here. We got Mike Rizzo. We got Christian Cat behind the glass. It is the 13th of October, 2025, a Monday edition of the program. Got you for 3 hours today, up until 7 p.m., because we got the fifth quarter presented by Hard Rock Bet, starting at 6. Got a lot to do, got a lot to talk about. We'll start with the pressing nature. This came out just about 2 hours ago, give or take, and the Tennessee Titans, who, keep in mind, this has been a team who quietly had the number 1 overall pick, who has quietly deployed a number 1 overall quarterback who went to the University of Miami and has quietly stunk. And they have now fired their head coach, Brian Callahan, after starting the season 1-5. He has 4 wins throughout his 2 years there. They've seen enough. Goodbye. Enough.
The reason they saw enough was because of how poor Cam Ward looks. Like, we talk a lot about the New York Giants, Brian Dable, what he needs to do to keep his job. And ultimately, if Jackson Dart looks like the guy, he'll probably be around in a 5 or 6 win season. The issue with Tennessee is that I'm not sure Tennessee is going to get to 5 or 6 wins, or rather, under Coach Callahan, you weren't even sure that they were going to get to 5 or 6 wins. And also, Cam Ward looks like he stinks. And now, I'm not there. I think Cam Ward is a heck of a player. I think Cam Ward is going to be a good NFL quarterback. But I give credit to the Tennessee Titans, who wanted to rip the Band-Aid off. You know, they got rid of Vrabel. A lot of people were on them for that. I remind everybody, and I'm a Mike Vrabel guy. It's a Buckeye there, all right? I love Vrabel, and he's doing a good job in New England. But Vrabel didn't do much of substance in the playoffs. So I feel like they wanted to take that next step with the organization, bring in an offensive guy like Callahan, a quarterback whisperer, a quarterback guru. Didn't turn out to be that way, and they ripped the Band-Aid off. This is now, I believe, Brian Rowitz, our content director, sent us the tweet, Kyle. If you want to pull it up, make sure I'm right here. What, this is like the third first overall quarterback to have a coach fired midseason? Caleb Williams.
4th straight.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams, Cam Ward, and I'm missing one. But regardless, I mean, this is it's on par, right? It's on par. If you're gonna mess up the franchise guy, you're not going to be around. And that's exactly what Callahan and the Titans did. They didn't look good. That offense was terrible. Miserable. One of the worst in the NFL. And they get bamboozled like that. It's one thing to play the Raiders close. 2 bad teams, all right? If they played the Raiders close, they weren't even in that game. That was a disgrace. I mean, our content director, Brian's a Raider fan. He took a Victory Monday off. He's not even here today celebrating that victory. So I give the Titans credit for ripping the Band-Aid off, Colin. I really do.
I don't, because here is, if you want to add some context to it, and Mike alluded to it, this has been the 4th straight number 1 overall pick that has had their number 1 overall pick quarterback that has had their head coach fired in the middle of the season. Trevor Lawrence had Urban Meyer fired. Bryce Young had Frank Reich fired. Caleb Williams had Matt Eberflus fired. And Cam Ward has now had Brian Callahan fired. That's 4 straight. If we're looking around thinking, boy, should we follow the Bears, Panthers, and Jaguars as our role models in this situation, I would think the opposite. And on top of that, let's take a look at the Titans ever since they traded A.J. Brown, which was in April of 2022. December of 2022, they fired their general manager. January of 2023, they got a new general manager in there. Then they got the first thing he did after 1 year is fire Mike Vrabel. So new GM fires old head coach. Then all of a sudden, a new assistant general manager gets promoted to the president. Brian Callahan replaces Mike Vrabel. Then, a year later, they fire that previous general manager who hired the previous head coach. After that, they get a new general manager in January of 2025, and 7 months later, he fires the previous head coach that he inherited when he got there. This is exactly the problem that has plagued the Bears, that has plagued the Jets before they really cleaned house with Joe Douglas out. This has plagued all the bad franchises throughout the NFL. And it's the fact is that they haven't lined anything up. They haven't lined up the new coach, the new general manager, and the new quarterback at the same time. And that is the major problem here. And that is why I think this will continue to struggle for the foreseeable future.
Agreed. And the conversation always is, hey, we didn't draft this guy, or hey, this wasn't a guy that we rated and we inherited him. Those guys usually aren't around for a long time. My only pushback, Colin, were you keeping Urban Meyer? Were you keeping Matt Rule?
I'm not saying they should have.
Okay.
And Urban Meyer was hired. That was a one and done. That's an outlier here. The rest of them were carryovers from the previous season. So you got to consider that. Mm-hmm. So Urban Meyer was a one and done. That was just a disaster. Outside of that, there have not been situations where the number one pick has had an opportunity to have a new coach alongside him. Some people don't like that, or a new hire, I should say. Not a new coach, a new hire alongside him. That, to me, looks like a lot more stable of a position comparatively.
And off of that, look at the guys who have went like two. Jaden Daniels, C.J. Stroud. These guys have been in the playoffs. Guys who have won playoff games. I understand C.J. Stroud isn't the...
And Daniels walked into a team with a new general manager, a new head coach, and an entirely new coaching staff.
They're all on the same page. And as a Cleveland Brown fan, that's why I actually am happy you brought that up, because too many times that goes under the radar of like... I go back to Baker. Kevin Stefanski inherited Baker. I don't think he ever wanted Baker. Lo and behold, Baker leaves, and now he's elite somewhere else.
They want the job. They don't necessarily.
Exactly.
They think they can maneuver the team, which is fine. You can't blame the coach for thinking like that. You're not supposed to make it work if your system doesn't accommodate this specific player. But this is what happens to bad franchises. This is what the Titans have done because they are a bad franchise.
Let me ask you this. Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, you see these number one picks. Is Cam Ward, where's he going to fit into with those? Because all those guys I just named that were number one picks are kind of, Colin, they're kind of just there right now, right? They're kind of just guys in the league and not the ultimate superstars. And
you know why?
That you wanted
because
them to
they
be.
do not have good systems.
So
that is why that is a problem.
Do you think the bleed over effect is going to be the same thing for Cam Ward? Is he going to be able to overcome? I mean, we're on year 5, year 4 with some of these first overall picks, and they still don't really look like the franchise guys.
And let's look around a little bit, because the Panthers have not had any ounce of stability. The Bears have not had any ounce of stability. The Jacksonville Jaguars haven't had any ounce of stability. And you're looking ahead, the Giants are probably going to be added to the fold. There's another team that doesn't have an ounce of stability. And then you're going to fold in the Titans, who haven't had an ounce of stability ever since they went to the AFC title game 4 years ago. So we're looking here thinking, oh boy, why aren't these guys working out? Why aren't these quarterbacks succeeding? Well, ding, ding, ding. The NFL is 80% coaching. 80%. It is 20% how good the player is. If you have the right coaches on the team, take a look at San Francisco. If you have the right coaches deployed in the right spots, the team can be good, because they know exactly what to do in terms of putting the right guys in positions to succeed, especially offensively, especially a quarterback.
Vikings is your perfect example of that with Kevin O'Connell.
If you need the right coach, and I understand if Callahan wasn't the right coach and you knew that, what game were we playing thinking, boy, but he better turn it around this year? If you were under the impression that he wasn't going to work with Ward, or he didn't love Ward, or you didn't think that this was going to, a 5 or 6 year thing, you're washing the year. That's it. This is a wash. Because what are you going to do with Cam Ward now? You're going to have him play under an interim, and then you're going to have him play a new head coach. But not only playing under an interim for 10 games. He's not just playing for 2 weeks. This is the rest of the season we're talking about. This is between now and January. This is a long time he's going to be working with new interim, learning sort of a new system, because the new guy has to change it up. So it's going to be a new system, letting the quarterback do things differently, and letting the power dynamic completely shift. And then you're going to bring in a new guy with the old general manager, and the new guy might stink, but you're going to get rid of the old general manager because he's been there for a while. What they needed was a fire sale. And they haven't lined up the general. They lined up the general manager and the quarterback. They did not line up the coach. And I would argue that the coach is probably the most important of the three.
Yep. And just I'm going to throw Baker into that mix with Lawrence, Young, Caleb, and Trevor. Yeah, because it's like Baker was on. The head coach got fired mid-season. Then Greg Williams took over. Greg Williams doesn't come back. Stefanski comes back. Stefanski calls plays. And Stefanski doesn't call plays. I mean, at that point...
How do you expect anybody to be good in that?
At that point, Baker was on his third or fourth offensive coordinator by the time he was in year 4.5 of the NFL. It's not sustainable.
And same thing with Lawrence. Lawrence had 5 play callers in 5 years.
And that's why these teams continue to be dumpster fires. I blame ownership more than anything. I really do.
If you're going to play the game and you're going to rebuild, you got to wash everything.
And Carolina, bad ownership. I don't know much about Jacksonville.
Bad ownership.
Cleveland, good people, bad ownership. Like it's Chicago with the McCaskey family.
Not great people running the show.
That's what it
comes
down to.
Kevin Warren in there. Then they have Ryan Poles in there. It's a mess. If you're going to play the game of the rebuild, and the Titans had a prime situation, they should have washed everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we know we're going to bring in Ward. We know we have a new general manager. Let's bring in a new coach because the general manager doesn't love the coach. And the fact is, I'm sure the ownership allowed Callahan to be in the meetings or in the interviews for the new general manager, and he shouldn't have had anything to say to do with it.
Yep.
Because the general manager is just worried about getting the job. He doesn't care about the coach.
And the owners, Kyle, their argument is, well, we didn't think they were the right guys, and we're going to try to get the right guys until we get them.
Does it sound unfair? Does it sound unfair to build on that? Does it sound unfair to let go of the guy after 1 year when there's just so much going wrong with Levis and the team was a nightmare? He was hurt. Is it wrong? You could say the same thing with Gerard Mayo. And what do you think the Patriots are thinking now? Yeah. They're thinking, boy, wasn't that the right move?
And I wonder, and this is me thinking down the line, and I guess that's what happens, Kyle, when a coach like this gets fired in week 6. But the Jets, like if this Aaron Glenn, they lost again. I mean, they're 0-6.
I agree.
They're 0-6.
It looks really, really bad.
Wow.
That's a tricky situation. I don't know how to read that because what are you gonna? You can't do this every 6 games.
Exactly.
So you're stuck with that. You're gonna work with that
at the end of the year. Like we're mentioning guys.
I think that'd be quick to wash the whole thing. But I understand what you're saying.
But holy cow, if they win 2-3 games. And like Justin Fields turns out to be a nightmare. Now he wasn't the franchise guy as it is.
He's saying he's not that good.
Exactly, but like, did Aaron Glenn give you a good sample size? So like, I just when things like this happen, it gets me speculating, it gets me thinking, and I wonder also too, Colin, keep it local. I wonder for a guy like Mike McDaniel. I mean, again, they play yourself out of a game like that yesterday. You had the game won yesterday against the Chargers.
And we'll get into Tua and his comments, what he said post-game about guys showing up to meetings. We'll get into that later on in the show. But the one thing I would say for that is if you're comparing situations, the theme today is the bad situations. If you're going to compare the bad situations, there's a couple others that are in worse spots than the Miami Dolphins. Because the Dolphins are in the rare condition where they could wash everything. They have an opportunity to wash everything. They bridge Tua for a year. You don't have to play the guy after that, and you could get rid of the general manager and head coach, and nobody thinks it's too early. So that's why I think comparatively, it doesn't look good now. If the ownership, and Ross, if you're listening, I know you're down the street, but if they're willing to do that, that is an opportunity where you could do a full flush. And these half flush, what the Titans have done, what the Jaguars have done 10 times, with Cleveland, all these teams that don't want to go all in on the out, you can't go all in on the other side.
Right.
That's where I think that this is going to, and I understand Callahan stinks as a coach. They don't like him. They don't play hard for him. That's fine. But you can still criticize them for bringing him back. Mm-hmm. That was where their mistake was. And now you're stuck in a terrible situation. And if anybody looks at this and says, well, Cam Ward stinks, how can you make that declaration with the situation that he has around him? Really? Because all he's going to do is play 2 or 3 years. They're going to trade him. And then what if he goes to a great team with a great coach and then he blows up and they're like, oh, my God, don't we look like idiots? It happens more often than it doesn't. It happened with Donald. It happened with Baker. These guys can be good in other spots. It is 75% coaching.
It is. And the organizational, I think, just dysfunction. I can't tell you how many times rooting for the Browns, it's like, oh, the GM likes him, but the coach doesn't like him.
I would always be in favor, yeah. I would always be in favor. Full flush.
Kyle, the GM and the coach, they're not even on speaking terms. It's like, my goodness, that's just the sign of bad leadership at the top. And as these people, they're great businessmen. It's just different running a football team. It's a completely different business running a football team than Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah.
So, and then quickly on the Dolphins, their problem was keeping around Chris Greer for as long as he did. That guy has survived about three head coaches, couple of quarterbacks, it's like sometimes you need to rip that Band-Aid off, and that's why I'm giving Tennessee credit. That's why I'll give them credit to an extent, is that they felt like after a year and a half, this guy wasn't the guy. Go have the GM, who, by the way, drafted the quarterback, right? The GM drafted the quarterback in the draft. Now find a damn coach that is going to be able to coexist with them. And even what the Bears did, they brought in Ben Johnson. We sit here and talk if we think Ben Johnson stinks or not, if that was a bad hire, whatever. He was a quarterback guru at the time, and he was someone who signed up for the Caleb Williams thing. So find your guy who's going to sign up for Cam Ward. Because once that coach gets hired, Colin, his name and his job are tied to Cam Ward in the number 1 pick. Similar to Dave Canales in Carolina, similar to maybe Cohen in Jacksonville. I know 2 coaches didn't survive Lawrence. But you get the point.
Would be out before Cohen is out.
You get the point. You get the point of the sense of the number 1 picks, the guys who come in late, they're tied to them.
And I think what you're trying to get at, and I agree with you, is when you do this at different times, when you're trying to put the pieces in at different times, all you're doing is shifting the scapegoat. Because scapegoat is the guy who's been there the longest, right? So when the Tennessee Titans get rid of the previous general manager and they keep the head coach around, well, the general manager's been here for longer. So he's the one who sort of ran his course more so than the head coach. And then they flip it. When the new general manager comes in, this is exactly what happened. Well, he's just got here, but the new head coach has been here for, 9 months longer? So therefore, let's get rid of him. There's the new scapegoats. Now the next scapegoat after this is going to be the general manager. And then the quarterback. Yep. Because then they bring in the new coach, and they think the new coach is any good. This was only the case with bad franchises. This is the case for the Giants, the Jets. This is going to be the case for the Dolphins, the Titans, the Jags, Cleveland. Fine. If the San Francisco 49ers were to move on from Sean McVay, they wouldn't fire John Lynch as their general manager. Let's make that clear. Because they know that they love the general manager. All these general managers that we're talking about, they have gotten question marks around them the entire way.
Yep, and
there's a reason when they bring in Kellen Moore to the New Orleans, they didn't fire Mickey Loomis, who's been there for 25 years. It's because they trust the general manager.
And it wouldn't, like, Kyle, your San Francisco shot was a good one because, like,
if they get rid of Shanahan, they're keeping John Lynch.
And talk about 2 guys who are on the same page at Shanahan and Lynch.
Right.
They always are. Even when I remember the Ayuk needing a new contract, they were united on that. Brock Purdy needing a new contract, they were united on that. It's what a good organization does. You know what as far as players, the team, the culture, the direction of the team, you know where you stand. And I feel like with these lower end organizations, you never know where you stand. Oh God, I got ghost stories about Christmas past with Browns. And I was in that building, dude.
And you know who did it right?
It's a nightmare.
You know who did it right?
Who did
Full
it
flush?
Right?
The Lions.
Yeah, they did.
They got Brad Holmes in there, and then 3 days later, they got Dan Campbell in there.
And I also think who did it right were the Vikings.
Right.
Vikings did it right, too.
Mm-hmm. And their general manager, I forget his name, Mensa.
Yeah. Ironically enough, he came from Cleveland, and then they hired Kevin O'Connell.
And then they hired, So they need to be attached at the hip. Not one there a little longer than the next, and then all of a sudden the scapegoat shifts. I'm surprised more teams haven't learned from this. If you're going to flip it, if you're going to flush it, flush it. If you're not, stick it out. Yeah. That's all I would say. If you're going to do this for the Giants, this is why this is a problematic situation. Because you're going to get a new general manager and you're going to get a new quarterback, a head coach. What are the chances that either of those guys or both of those guys are going to love the quarterback? They don't care that much about the quarterback. They want to run a team. Uh-huh. They want to coach a team. They want to get their job.
What's the famous saying? It's not their guy.
And
it's not their guy.
He's the next scapegoat. And then all of a sudden, they're going to bring in a new guy. And then all of a sudden, the new guy's not the scapegoat like Cam Ward is, and the previous guys are. And then if it still stinks, then the previous guys are going to be out, and then it's going to be a never-ending cycle.
And I know Pittsburgh Steelers fans out there, some of them can't stand Tomlin, mediocre Mike. We're not competing for Super Bowls. At least you're not that. At least you're not. At least you're not one of these franchises we've been talking about, like the Clevelands of the world and whatever. At least you're not going through the never-ending poop cycle of fire here, fire there, quarterback's fault. Draft said quarterback, fire here, fire there, quarterback's fault. I mean, it's a never-ending wheel. It's a never-ending wheel. If you're
going to flush it. And if you're not, don't. That's why I think the Tennessee Titans are going to have another couple. I pity Cam Ward. I do. Because if you think that team, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe they're lucky and they get the perfect guy in there and they win 5 of their next 10 and they're able to show a little bit of life and you don't have to make much of a decision in bringing in a new coach.
The excuse that they use for doing that, we're going to get ahead of everyone else who needs another. We're the first team that fired our coach, so we're starting our process now, and we're going to be ahead in said process than a team that fires their coach at the end of the season.
It doesn't make a difference.
And I've heard that my whole life.
It's because these coaches, the highly touted ones that you're probably alluding to, those guys get their pick of the litter.
Right.
Ben Johnson doesn't care if the Bear job opens 2 days ago versus 3 months ago.
And to that point, how appetizing does Cam Ward look? After the first 6 weeks of the NFL season?
The thing is, I can't judge it. I can't because it's not fair.
I'm with you, though. But at the
same
6
games.
You just said the pick of the litter. I
agree.
Who's going to be the one to fix that? Who wants to come in and fix that marriage?
That's more
indicative. You want to go in and fix that marriage?
That's more indicative of the organization. That, to me, I can't blame the young player who's played 6 games.
I just can't
with a coach who was on his last leg.
Talk about Vrabel having the last laugh. And we can sit here and say,
people criticized the Patriots.
They did.
They criticized the Patriots when they got rid of Gerard Mayo after one season.
They turned Mayo into a martyr. That's what it was.
What are you looking at now? That team is awesome now. All of a sudden, quickly. That team is awesome.
And remember Drake May, who kind of looked like he stunk last year, first couple games. How does he look now?
And that was
I'm part of the problem on that too.
That was a weird spot because they finally got a guy who was able to work with the quarterback, and luckily both are good. It doesn't always happen like that. Sometimes the quarterback's not good. Sometimes the coach is not good. Sometimes both are not good. But it's hard to make a judgment when there's so much turnover on either side. The kid's not even getting an honest chance, at least to this point. I pity the Titan fan. I do. And I hate the Titans because they're a Jacksonville rival.
Right.
That is a impossible situation now to navigate because you just got a new general manager in there. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat. Listen to Russo and Rizzo. Listen to Theoretically Speaking live on the ESPN South Florida app. You can get it on the App Store for free. And that's if you miss any of the show, you want to catch it live. It's all on the phone, on the app, all at one time. Listen to Inter Miami English and Spanish broadcast, especially on the weekends. You can hear Mike on the call. And you can listen to the Florida Panther games, which we have every single game throughout the season. A new home of the Florida Panthers on their quest for a three-peat. Kaiser University football games. You have it all on the ESPN South Florida app. Download it today on the App Store. We're going to go through, speaking of the Miami Dolphins, we're going to get into what Tua said post-game about certain guys in the culture of the locker room. We're going to talk about how their terrible start is indicative of what other terrible starts look like. And we're going to start to judge if you'd rather be in the Dolphins' position or other terrible teams' position. We'll get into that and more next. Stick around for it. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Every great performance starts with a plan. Your game plan for greatness begins at Men's Only Medical. Dr. Al is redefining men's health with concierge care and cutting-edge treatments tailored just for you. From anti-aging and weight management to cardiovascular health, skin, and hair, they've got you covered. Expect personalized care and advanced technology to help you look, feel, and perform your best. Visit mensonlymedical.com. Men's Only Medical, setting a new standard for men's health.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
It's Tina. You know how important it is to keep your car running. And when it comes to my car, I only trust St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been taking care of South Florida for over 50 years, and they're still family-owned. Need new tires? They've got all the big brands. Battery issues? They've got it. Cars, trucks, boats, RVs, and even commercial fleets. And if you ever get stuck, their 24/7 roadside emergency service is a total lifesaver. Go see my friends at St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com. They'll keep you going.
During football season, keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the field, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today, kick off your game day comfort, and don't sweat the small stuff.
Shout, I know you be hearing this and that from here and there, but please trust and believe, little mama. I see you gonna ride for me, so I'ma die for you.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
888-760-3776. Should the Miami Dolphins completely flush everything out? What do I mean by that? It's what the Titans aren't doing. That's no general manager, that's new head coach, that's new quarterback. Is that where we're at with the Miami Dolphins? 888-760-3776. Number to get into the program on Russo and Rizzo. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo. Mike's got the hat on. He doesn't want to wear the Browns today. Wants to represent Men's Only Medical.
Absolutely. It's a Men's Only Medical Monday here on ESPN 106.3. Folks, you hear me talk about how I am taking the preventative steps with Men's Only. So, things down the line when I'm 50, 60, 70, I don't have any problems. I'm going to be good. Well, Doc Al is also my primary doctor. And I got to say, folks, I have something going on. I need to go see Doc Al. I hit up Doc Al today. Doc, when can I get in? Doc Al could have got me in as soon as today. That is the concierge healthcare kind of service you're going to get at Men's Only Medical. It's not calling a godforsaken line and going, we have these appointments next Monday. Next. Doc Al's like, Riz, this is what I got available. I could get you in as soon as tomorrow. That is the concierge healthcare service you're going to get over at Men's Only Medical. I talk about the preventative stuff all the time. I'm taking the steps to make sure I don't have problems when I'm 50, 60, 70 years old. But folks, if you're out there, if you need hair loss solutions, you need a skin assessment, if you're having heart issues, Doc Al, expert cardiovascular healthcare, anti-aging, it's the one-stop shop men's health clinic, the one-stop shop men's health clinic here in West Palm Beach. Women have about 6 of these on a block. We got R1, baby. If you're a man out there, we got R1 with Doc Al and Men's Only Medical. And folks, I can't tell you enough. Have something going on. I need to see Doc Al. He's getting me in tomorrow. That's the concierge healthcare service Doc Al is going to give you. And thank God, because I need to get in there. I need to get in there and see Doc Al. Hit him up, guys. mensonlymedical.com. That is mensonlymedical.com. You can visit them on North Dixie Highway as well. Show up in person. Go see Nursey. Go see everybody. That is mensonlymedical.com.
888-760-3776. The Miami Dolphins, another classic Miami Dolphin game where they sort of let it slip away, let the Chargers could take control. A Ladd McConkey big reception to put them in field goal range to end off that game. And the Miami Dolphins once again, and this was in their building. This was at home. This was at Hard Rock against a team that was reeling in the Los Angeles Chargers. They fall to 1-5. Tua Tagovailoa went post-game, and he's been very candid throughout the offseason about the inner workings of dynamics within the locker room, whether it be with him and Tyreek Hill and him and the head coach. And now they asked him about some of the inner workings with the dynamics of the players on the team generally. Take a listen to what Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, had to say post-game after falling to 1-5.
Yeah, well, I think it starts with the leadership in helping articulate that for the guys, and then what we're expecting out of the guys, right? We're expecting this. Are we getting that? Are we not getting that? We have guys showing up to player-only meetings late, guys not showing up to player-only meetings. Like, there's a lot that goes into that. Do we have to make this mandatory? Do we not have to make this mandatory? So it's a lot of things of that nature that we got to get cleaned up.
Tua Tagovailoa post-game after the Miami Dolphins fell to the Los Angeles Chargers 29-27 to fall to 1-5 on the season. I mean, my takeaway from that, number one, he's being very honest. And number two, if players are showing up late to a players-only meeting, which is DEFCON 1, if you're an NFL team, and everybody gave them criticism for having it after week 1, and then now all of a sudden you're hearing that guys are showing up late, guys don't take it seriously, you got to keep guys focused. Tua, he mentioned it starts with leadership. You fall under that umbrella, pal. You are involved in establishing the leadership of the team. And I understand you've had health issues and the concussions, and you haven't been around totally year in and year out. Miami's a tough place to coach. There's a lot of distractions. But if there is not a bigger, hey, this whole franchise is on fire, if outside of what you're watching on the field, if there is not a quote that gives you that sense, take a listen to that. Starts with the leadership. Hey, guys are showing up late. Guys don't care enough. We're 1-5. This is another situation where if you're going to flush it. I think that's where the Miami Dolphins are heading.
All right, so Tua's complaining about guys showing up late to his player-only meetings.
He said it's not just
Hang
his.
on. I understand that, but he's the ringleader. You're the starting quarterback, right? It sounds like he's trying to take control of the situation. What it sounds like to me is that the players don't respect him enough to show up to his meetings. Players don't respect him enough to show up some stuff. It sounds like he's hurt that some players aren't showing up to things he is organizing. That's what I took from that. I think he's trying to be the leader of the team, set up these players-only meetings to show the coaching staff, show the front office, show ownership that he's trying to be held accountable, and he has an issue with. My big thing is that where's the head coaching in this? I understand, Tua is one of the leaders. You're correct. Tua is the quarterback. You want the team to respect the quarterback. Where the hell is the head coach in all this? Why aren't we hearing this from the head coach either? And maybe McDaniel is taking a step back and saying, oh, this is a player thing. I have nothing to do with this. Fine. But, Colin, you were complaining last year. And fair play to you, because I didn't want to admit it at the time, but you said, Mike, this is a direct reflection of Mike McDaniel losing the locker room, some things that are going on. I mean, last year was a nightmare for the Dolphins early on in the season. And you mentioned that. You said, Mike, I think he's lost the locker room. I think it's proof that he's lost the locker room. I think fast forward a year later, it's the same issues. It's the same issues. The players don't respect the quarterback. The players don't respect the coach. You're in close games. It's not shocking to me at all that the Dolphins are losing close games, because that's what bad teams do. That's what bad coach teams do and bad teams do. I think Mike McDaniel is going to make a great offensive coordinator. I think Mike McDaniel is an offensive genius. I just don't know. Right now, from what I'm seeing with the Dolphins, he's not a head coach anymore. He's not. And listen, I don't blame the Dolphins if they want to keep him around the whole season. Fine. Get a good draft pick. Let him coach out the year. Who are you going to have step in and coach anyway? The offensive, the backup quarterback coach? That's why, Tennessee, they want to get it. They're going to tell you they want to get in front of the situation, get in front of the coaching search.
You're not firing the general manager in the middle of the season.
But those games are unwatchable. Those Tennessee games are going to be unwatchable. I'm not saying the Dolphins are a good product by anything, but at least you're probably going to keep around the coach for the full year. But this goes, to bring it all full circle, McDaniel has no control of the locker room, and now the quarterback is calling out the locker room because they're not showing up to his meetings. This is a mess. And I liked what you said when you said, Riz, they have a chance that they could completely blow everything up. They could get rid of the quarterback. They could get rid of that coach. They could get rid of the GM. If Stephen Ross is listening, when he's got a house down here, he told me he's got a house down here. If Stephen Ross is listening, I think you got to blow it up at the end of the year. I would probably let it go until the end of the year. Let Tua and by the way, Tua stunk yesterday. 3 interceptions. Game was darn near on him why they blew this game, because he couldn't hang on to the football. So same old with the Dolphins. I texted Doc Al from Men's Only Medical, Dolphin fan his whole life. I go, Dolphins hanging around. He goes, Riz, they'll blow it. And what did they do? They blew it. Dolphin fans know this team. They know this team at this point, and I think Mike McDaniel is a dead man walking at the end of the season.
I agree. I think this is probably the point of close to no return at this point. It's clear that they don't have any respect amongst NFL offices and other NFL franchises. It's clear they don't have respect amongst the players. And I don't think this is indicative as much about the quarterback, because it is the head coach's job to incite this. I think they really do, and it sounds counterintuitive because of what happened with Brian Flores. But I do think they need a new coach, a new general manager, and they need a bit of a drill sergeant, a guy who's going to tighten things up. And I don't think it's necessary to do it midseason. I agree with you. And because I don't think there's anybody waiting in the wings that
What's that going to do?
There's nobody waiting in the wings that you want to get a rip at. And, Tua's playing. So he's going to be the quarterback. So you have an opportunity to flush everything outside of that and find a new guy and a general manager who at the very least are tied at the hip together in philosophy. They're understanding that they're going to have Tua as their quarterback for at least the next year or two, and they're going to have to figure that out. Yep. And if it doesn't, then it allows that same group, unless they're really, really bad,
right?
It allows that same group to go get somebody for themselves and figure it out from there.
Kyle, I guess that's the theme of the show, the chain of command in an organization, the chain of command in an NFL organization. If you have a good chain of command from ownership to GM to head coach, I'm even going to throw the quarterback in there. You're probably a successful franchise. You think Kansas City you think they've had a good chain of command for the last 5 years? You think the Eagles, help me out with their GM's name, Kyle? Eagles GM?
Howie Roseman.
That guy got a tough go at it early on. You think he's got a good chain of command? You think it was a good idea to keep Nick Sirianni around? If you got a good chain of command, you're probably a good NFL team. If you got a bad chain of command, you're probably a bad NFL team. And sadly, the Dolphins fall under that right now with GM, head coach, and quarterback.
Would you rather be in the Dolphins situation or in the Jets situation?
Dolphins, because I don't think Aaron Glenn's – it's so unfair. Like you always say, it's probably unfair for me to say. Guy hasn't even had a year, but I don't think I believe in Aaron Glenn as much as I love
I didn't believe in him once he first got there.
As much as I loved his chicken dance against Tampa Bay, which I think needs to be on the highlight tape of the NFL season this year, I had a problem with him and Ben Johnson taking interviews during a playoff game.
I did too.
So I'd rather be the Dolphins because I don't think Aaron Glenn's the guy.
I agree with that. You can't give up 50 points to Washington after doing interviews
and
all week.
I'm sick of hearing that.
Yeah, you can't do it.
And I'm sick of hearing how close you are to winning a game. You're 0-6 and you had a chance to win in London again. Give me the Dolphins.
They can't throw the ball. They can't.
You got Justin Fields, brother. That's why I love Justin. I love Justin. I love him. He's a Buckeye, but he
stinks. You can say that.
I'm not going to say it.
He stinks.
I'm not going to.
He's terrible.
I'm not going to say it.
They can't throw the ball.
I'm not going to say it. You won't hear me say it.
Jets got a lot of. Would you rather be in the Miami Dolphins position or the Cleveland Browns?
Can I have a push? Because I think they're the same.
Would you rather be in the Miami Dolphins position or the Tennessee Titans?
Dolphins.
You'd rather be the Dolphins?
I'd rather be the Dolphins.
Under contract for 2.5 more years.
You could shed that. You could.
I mean, he's playing. He's going to be playing.
You could, but you can move on from Tua. I really think you can.
How? You going to trade him?
You could trade him. You could eat the contract. I mean, I know it's different sports, Colin. I just watch the Milwaukee Bucks eat Damian Lillard's like $100 million contract.
I don't disagree, but you're going to be that's $100 million.
No, do you believe in Cam Ward? I think the question there, Kyle, hear me out on this. The question between the Finns and the Titans is if you believe in Cam Ward or not.
I can't.
That's the only thing that separates those two organizations.
A first overall quarterback, which doesn't mean that you're walking into sunshine and rainbows. It does not mean that. It means you're walking into a hellstorm. That's where you're going.
You have to be the savior. You got to be the savior of the quarterback.
Pick, it doesn't happen anymore. These guys do not. The Andrew Luck situations happen twice a century. And these guys are not going to walk in as number 1 overall picks and just everything is going to work itself out. That's why I can't judge Cam Ward. That's why I can't say he's going to be a bad player.
How about this?
I think he's had a bad couple of games, but the guy's played 6 games.
I'll say the Dolphins because of everything we've talked about today. Because the Titans are in that cycle. The Titans are in the wheel that we talked about, the chain of command wheel of firing
I'd rather be the Dolphins, too, to add on to that because they could shift out the coach and the general manager at the same time.
Yep, and I personally think you could phase out Tua. If it's buying them out, if it's fine. Colin, the quarterback play in the NFL is so bad. Some team that's so good. So one of these bad teams
going to play. He's going to play. But the thing is, if you get a new general manager, a new head coach, all right, there's your bridge. All right, now you can draft somebody and develop it. Now you could actually do it. Mm-hmm. You actually want to play the game. Guess what? All right, you get this first overall pick, or a top 4 pick. You get a good quarterback, and guess what? We've looked at the college quarterbacks. There's not a lot of pro-ready guys.
There's not.
And you got Tom Brady spewing on Fox every 5 seconds saying, hey, the developmental system in college is a nightmare, and these guys are not ready. So all of a sudden, you could bring in a guy, and then you have Tua waiting there, and as long as you're patient with the previous quarterback, that's actually not a bad situation.
That's the issue,
agree with you.
The patience there's no patience.
I actually agree with you that I'd rather be the Dolphins than the Titans.
My thing is, and maybe, Colin, this is my cursed fandom, being a cursed Brown fan. I learned one thing. You draft a quarterback, it's so hard not to play him. Coach will panic.
Somebody will panic.
That's
why you need the new coach in there who knows that they're okay.
I personally thought it was time to play Dart, but I understand why you didn't want to play him. But I explained that's their last trump card. That's a fired man. A fired man walking. The last trump card is a rookie quarterback. Now, granted, maybe the new coach isn't going to be in that situation where he feels pressured to play the young quarterback.
Because he's not going to get fired.
But at the same time, like, it's insanity to keep trotting out something that's not working. I don't know. It's a bunch of Dolphins over the Titans. My thing is Dolphins over Titans because of that wheel.
And I don't think Tua is completely unplayable. He's a lot better than what Deshaun Watson was. But it's a similar situation. If you're trapped underneath that contract and they're under the impression that they no longer want to play Tagovailoa, then it's going to be a situation where you have to start him.
Yeah, my issue with Tua, that clip, I didn't listen to the whole press conference, I got to say. But that clip right there, brother, you threw 3 interceptions in the game. I understand people aren't showing up.
He addressed this play.
My God. I mean, you were the reason you lost the game. I understand you're hurt, that guys aren't showing up to player-only meetings. Don't throw 3 interceptions, you win the game. You got another one for me?
I was going to throw in Las Vegas. Would you rather be the Miami Dolphins or Las Vegas? That's an interesting one.
Vegas has the bridge.
They got money tied up with the bridge quarterback. They got a 75-year-old head coach. They got Brady involved, but it's another team that's a little directionless at the moment.
My issue, the head coach was brought in there to weather the storm. Has that storm been weathered this year? I would say no.
Can you give him more than 6 games to weather the storm?
I don't know, Kyle. They've been pretty pathetic outside of the team that just fired their head coach. Right?
I agree.
They haven't been
comparatively. You think a new coach would do any better?
No, I'm just saying, like, the direction. Like, what are you going to fire Carroll after 2 years?
I think
step
the
down?
idea with
That's
Carroll
my direction.
is he's going to step down.
Okay,
I think that's going to be.
Well, I hope you have someone that
I've had 2 or 3 years.
Baking
maybe he
in
wants
the
to coach
oven
for 5 more years.
I hope Tom Brady has someone baking in the oven. Then is he going to step down and coach? Is Brady going to come out of the booth and coach? I don't know. I'd go with the Dolphins just because that looks directionless to me. The direction was for Carroll to come in and make them respectable. It's been 6 games. I haven't seen it.
I think I'd personally
Geno
rather
Smith
be the Raiders.
has digressed.
I'd personally rather be in the Raiders spot.
Has Geno Smith looked better or worse?
He's terrible. I mean, he's played
was good in Seattle.
It goes to show that his quarterback stability and I understand it was the same coaching, but he was.
And that's why I'll go with the.
He was a couple years younger, and he's with a new team with a bad offensive line, and it's not working out.
Give me the Fins. I'd rather be the Fins than that.
I think I'd rather be Vegas there.
I will say Brady. I love Tom Brady. I think he walks on water with me. He's my GOAT quarterback. So, like, if you got a guy like him in the organization, you're probably going to figure it out. But right now, I'd rather be the Dolphins because you're going to have a clean slate. They're going to be a blank canvas at the end of the year when they fire everybody. Now, we think if they bring back Chris Greer, we have another conversation. But I think they are going to fire everybody.
See,
so
the
give
good
me the
news,
Dolphins.
a good situation that I actually don't think is poor is the New Orleans Saints. Because they got Kellen Moore in there, they got a stable general manager in there, and they've been competitive.
Yeah.
They were in that Patriot game. Like, they were in the mix. They beat the Giants, and they beat the Giants pretty convincingly at that. They weren't even terrible against the Bills a couple weeks ago. Yeah, they got steamrolled by the Seahawks and all those other teams. But, like, other than that, the Saints, it's been poor. Has it been that bad? Probably not.
They're playing hard.
They're playing
Last
hard.
2-3 weeks,
they got a new coach in there, and they're going to have a pick of the litter to get a quarterback. That's why I think if I'd rather be in a position, I think the Saints is a good one.
If you're going to say Justin Fields stinks, I think Spencer Rattler stinks.
It's fine. He's not coming back next year.
I think he stinks. And I think Kellen Moore.
I think he's better than Fields.
Where's it coming?
I think the
brother,
Jets,
can I ask you something?
The Jets would trade a 3rd rounder for Rattler right now.
I agree. Can I ask you something, though? All these teams need quarterbacks. Where are they going to come from?
That's fine.
Where are they going? Is Dylan Gabriel going to be starting for a team next year? Is Shedeur Sanders? I mean, my thing is, I'm with you. There doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks in the draft this year. Wait, everyone's like Fernando Mendoza.
Right? Hold on.
Indiana's everybody's darling right now.
Show some respect.
Stop it.
He was great.
I'm not listening to Fernando Mendoza. After all the waffle we heard.
Show some respect.
About how this is the greatest quarterback draft ever. All those guys stink. And now you're going to tell me Fernando Mendoza's the savior?
Show some respect.
You love Indiana.
I'm not saying.
Anyway, but side note, but
Mike, Indiana's good.
The greater, and we'll see. The greater point.
It's won by 10.
We'll see.
At Oregon. Ohio State couldn't do that last year.
It's a completely different team.
Oh, is it?
It's a completely different team. Completely different team.
Third in the ranking when I saw it.
Quickly, to bring this
literally
back,
the same exact time of the year as well. It was the same weekend last year.
We have the extra hour today. We'll get to all of this. I want to bring everything full circle because the point I was trying to make is this isn't a quarterback-rich draft. And, like, I worry there are so many teams that need quarterbacks. Like, they're going to come from guys who are on the bench right now. That's, like, backup quarterbacks are going to be getting gigs next year. Like, because there's just and to your point, no one starts a rookie to begin the season anymore. That's dead.
Because these guys aren't ready.
I'm not saying they are, but it was supposed to be a quarterback-rich draft of 50-year guys.
Give them some time. I mean, there's a ton of different players out there, but I agree. And, there are a lot of issues with these colleges. We'll get into that.
Fernando Mendoza, that's everyone's savior?
Don't hate.
Oh, I'm hating.
Don't hate.
Threw a touchdown and an interception. He's the greatest quarterback ever.
You love everybody in the Big Ten but Indiana because I think Indiana intimidates you a little bit. Because I think they got a little bit more flair than Ohio State. I think that bothers you.
And quickly touching on this because I know we got to take a timeout, brother. I just think it's Ohio State and nobody else in that conference this year. I was banking on Penn State being good. I was like, Oregon went to damn near overtime with Penn State, and they just lost to Northwestern at home. And everyone's writing home about Cignetti winning against Oregon when they barely snuck by Penn State, who just fired their coach.
You can't
it's week by week. I understand it.
You can't transitive property your whole way.
It's week by week. I understand that, mate. At this point, it's a battle of attrition. Who looks the best throughout the entirety of the season? And that's why I think Ohio State is the only good team in the Big Ten.
So you don't think Indiana's any good?
I don't think anyone in the Big Ten is any good.
It's the craziest thing ever.
I really don't.
Mike, you realize they played the same Illinois team that Ohio State played over the weekend, and they beat them by 60 points?
Yeah, at home.
Okay, that's
at home. And Ryan Day took the foot off the gas pedal.
Can we throw? Day could have won that. Can we throw a little respect?
I watched that whole game. Day could have won that game by 50. They took the foot off the gas.
I mean, jeez, fine.
Cignetti's one of those. Cignetti's one of those
you
coaches.
You don't respect Indiana because
Cignetti runs up the score. He's got no class.
The flair intimidates you.
He's got no class. Cignetti has no class when it comes to sportsmanship.
Intimidates you.
No,
it does.
I can't wait for the Big Ten champ. Granted, the Buckeyes got. Listen, they got to get there this season, and I think Camp Randall is going to be a game.
Please,
that's a tough place to play for the Buckeyes.
Wisconsin's going to lose.
Camp Randall historically has been a tough place to play for my Buckeyes.
How hard was it to play it on Saturday for Iowa? You want to know the score of that game? It was 37-0. Iowa, Mike. Iowa.
You're just see, I caught you in a trap. Big Ten's not good this year. There's
I
one
said
team
that
in the
before
Big
the
Ten.
season. I mean, the Big Ten's never
There's
that
one
good.
team. Yes, they are. They were amazing last year.
Tremendously overrated conference.
Dude, they were great last year.
Tremendously overrated conference.
OH, brother.
College sports gets me jazzed up for bowl season. The Boca Raton Bowl, maybe we'll see Indiana there. I mean, or maybe we'll see Ohio
Penn State. No.
Maybe we'll see Ohio State.
You're going to see Ohio State at Hard Rock, but it's okay.
You're going to see Ohio State at the Boca Raton Bowl, maybe. Kicking off its 12th year, Tuesday, December 23rd. Mark your calendars, 2 p.m., Flagler Credit Union Stadium down in Boca. The game is going to air on ESPN. It's going to have two of the biggest and best teams from the Group of Five that are going to come together and battle it out for their chance at the title. Find more information today at BocaRatonBowl.com. Follow along on Twitter at Boca Bowl and Facebook.com/Boca Bowl for more updates. It is sunshine meets competitive bowl season. The 2025 Boca Raton Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd, Flagler Credit Union Stadium down in Boca. We'll have some fun. We'll loop in Christian Cat because James Franklin got fired over the weekend, and I want to see his State of the Union with that godforsaken college program. We'll get into that and more next. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
In sports and in life, how you move matters. So when injuries or pain get in the way, the orthopedic specialists at HSS Florida provide world-class care to get you moving again. From non-surgical and surgical care to personalized rehabilitation, HSS Florida offers the same quality and expertise you expect from HSS, the world's #1 in orthopedic care. With 2 convenient locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida. Choose better, move better.
Experience the power and prestige of the new 2025 Range Rover Sport P530 Dynamic SE. Now available for lease at just $1529 a month for 36 months. With $89.95 due at signing, you'll be behind the wheel of true luxury and performance. But hurry, offers like this don't last forever. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and drive the future of sophistication. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet, home of Inter Miami, Miami Heat, and the Miami Dolphins. Catch all the action and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 106.3. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. Wager terms and conditions apply. Considered by gambling. Call 1-888-ADMIT.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Sitting in the studios, the Anajar Levine Accident Attorney Studios. You've been in a car accident, truck accident, suffered a slip and fall, fell on the stairs. My friend Marks Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar Levine Accident Attorneys, they like to fight for you. They don't charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. They are the best in the business for a reason. Don't settle for just any attorney. Demand the best. Demand Anajar and Levine now. All it takes is that one phone call. Take back control of your life. Do it today. Don't wait. Call for the free consultation now. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Take back control now with Anajar and Levine. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3. 888-760-3776. Christian Cat is our in-house Penn State fan.
Hang on. Alumnus of Penn State, too. Give him some credit.
Give him some credit.
It's a good school to graduate from.
Penn State had a fun weekend, huh? They lost another bad loss to Northwestern.
God, you kids are brutal with each other, mate. You know, no sympathy for losing to one of the worst teams in the Big Ten. No sympathy at all.
I think Northwestern's a little underrated.
Oh, they stink.
Oh, Northwestern's not bad. And the coach has done a good job.
I was driving through Evanston, Illinois, while that game went final.
Yeah,
I was in the area.
I've been.
And Penn State lost their 3rd consecutive game. They lost back-to-back games as 20-plus point favorites.
First team in 30-plus years.
And it was a well-deserved firing. They did what had to be done. When you spend the same amount of money, dedicate the same amount of resources, have the same amount of talent comparable as some of the other teams in the Big Ten, and you are not reaching the same success, you need to make a change at the head coaching position. James Franklin got a lot of cracks at it. Eventually, the finger has to be pointed at the common denominator, which was the head coach. And he handled it with grace, as he did almost his entire career with Penn State. And I'm happy that James Franklin was able to bring Penn State back to national relevance, not national championship relevance, but college football relevance. And he just happens to not be the guy that's able to deliver a national championship.
And the good thing about how they did it is college is different than the NFL. We've been talking all in all about how some of these teams, it's not worth it to fire the coach in the middle part of the year because you don't want to get an interim in there just to screw things up and then get another guy in there after that. College, Penn State's going to have their coach before Thanksgiving. They're going to know who that is. They're going to know who that is internally. The other coach, wherever they hire him from, is going to know that internally as well. They're going to be ahead of the curve in terms of reestablishing the new regime. And that's a problem with college sports, but that's how it goes. They're going to have a ton of guys already recruited. They're going to have the coaching staff already set, and they're going to have this head coach already done.
I'm with Christian in the sense of it was a deserved firing. I've been seeing way too much. I've been seeing way too much people saying, "Oh, this was wrong and it was the wrong move by the university not to wait at least till the end of the year." No, man, you can't lose. You cannot lose that game at home.
And you want to recover fast, you got to do it early.
I understand. Listen, things happen in college football. I personally, as a Buckeye fan, the UCLA loss is unacceptable. Number one,
UCLA's not bad, by the way. Go ahead.
But to follow it up with a home loss to one of the worst teams in conference, I felt bad for Christian. I did. I felt bad for Christian on Saturday.
No, you know what?
You want to know who I don't feel bad for, though? Sorry, Christian. You want to know who I don't feel bad for? It's James Franklin. Are you guys aware? For the next 6 years, Coach Franklin is going to be making $666,000 a month. Guys, $666,000 a month for the next 6 years. Wow. Can I be a fired head coach in college? Can I coach godforsaken state and underachieve and get fired so I can set up 3 generations of Rizzos? Yeah, I don't feel bad for Franklin. I do feel bad, though, for the Penn State fan because I think that's a football program that should be competing for national titles. I think that's a football program that my worries for each year should be warranted for and not downplayed by my fellow Buckeye honkers going, "Oh, they're Penn State. They're going to Penn State." That needs to end. If I'm a Penn State fan, that needs to end immediately. You want to know the issue? I don't know who the hell you get. I don't have a clue on who to get.
Christian, you're probably ears to the street more than we have. I have my personal thoughts. I'm curious where you have heard, number one, and number two, where you want them to go to replace him.
I mean, you've got a inter-conference dominant win at Oregon happen hours after Penn State lost. Actually, an hour after Penn State went final, losing Northwestern. It's in Indiana with Curt Cignetti. I think that's who you take. You can outbid Indiana hands down. He's doing a lot more with a lot less, and he's the right kind of jerk that this Penn State head coaching spot needs. I think he's the first option for Penn State.
Do you think he'd take it? I don't think he would.
You know, you have a lot more expectations. It depends on what type of guy Cignetti is. Because he might not admit as to why he wouldn't take it because you have a lot more pressure and, you know, you might be the next James Franklin getting fired.
He also makes $8.5 million at Indiana. That's plenty of money. And Penn State's going to, they might raise him, but they also still have $50 million on the books. And if they're going to hire him, it'd be for $1 million raise, and Indiana could probably match that.
So apparently Franklin has this thing called duty to mitigate clause, which means he has to look for another job. And if he gets another job, he's probably going to get hired by a pretty good program as a head coach. And apparently the buyout would be lessened if that happens.
I see.
So it would lessen the $49 million buyout to like $18 million buyout. I'm not the best at these things, but apparently that number might be as it seems in terms of Penn State's books.
And that's because he would be under contract with a new school who is paying him.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. That's all based on the contract. I haven't looked into that.
If he Coach O's out and just goes to Key West and hangs out for years, then because he, quote, didn't get a job, then there's that.
Franklin is making $918 a second right now, being fired. Put that in perspective. Christian, 1 second went by. Who wants a new Xbox? Another second went by. Who wants a Nintendo Switch for $600? I mean, this is astronomical money. That doesn't surprise me at all that he is obligated to try to find a job. Virginia Tech is my best guess for Franklin, by the way. I don't have one for...
It's actually a good shout.
I don't have one for Penn State. I mean, maybe Kenny Dillingham, maybe Matt Campbell.
The thing is, Virginia Tech just fired the former defensive coordinator of Penn State, was their head coach.
I see.
So it's a weird little stink. I don't know if they would want to go in that direction again, but hiring someone's DC versus hiring their head coach are different things.
Let's say Cignetti says no. Where do you turn after that?
Matt Rule. From State College, Pennsylvania.
Did you see, Christian,
went there.
I'll send you did you see the sound on him talking about that? Very weird.
It was 2 minutes of just saying, I like Nebraska. Me and I think the name of the AD were dedicated to doing good things here and rebuild Nebraska.
What is he supposed to say?
Hang on. Do you want to know what it sounded like to me, though? Penn State, please call me. You're my alma mater, and I would 100% take that job. Now,
that I think is the most likely of the bunch.
Now, Rule, you like what he's done at Nebraska?
They're 5-1.
Has he made him respectable the 4 years he's been 4 years he's been there?
I mean, they're 5-1, and they got another year of Raiola if you think he's a good player.
Hold on, you're the one who talks to me all the time about where are your big wins and this and that. This is the last time we've beaten a ranked team in Nebraska. What was that? Martinez and Ndamukong Suh in 2016. That's my pushback. Guys never won a big game.
Never won a big game. Not there.
That's my pushback.
They did with Baylor, but he's not there.
Their big win was against Colorado last year, early in the regular season.
They smoked them.
That was, I thought, the turning of the card. It didn't end up being.
To that good shout, Christian, because Shedeur blamed his offensive line, and remember, everyone lost their mind.
So Matt Rule's an option. I think Kurt Cignetti is option number 1. Then you go to Matt Rule. Joe Brady is an option. Al Golden would be an option. Apparently, there's NFL talk. This is all speculative, and my buddy has like the $8.99 a month subscription to the dirt sheets.
Yes, the dirt sheets.
What a waste.
They had Franklin getting fired before anybody else.
Christian,
I probably could have told you that as well. But
how do I not know what the dirt sheets is?
The dirt sheets. It's
it's the fans with sources in a newsroom together that they gatekeep.
Colin,
gatekeep and make you pay a subscription to be involved.
Colin, I had a segment called Hashtag, and it was literally called Hashtag Fans with Sources. One of the favorite things I've ever done on radio. But I love it, Christian. Who are they saying? Who are your buddies saying?
All right, so
who are the Hashtag Fans with Sources saying?
So one of the lead staff members of this message board said it's too early to place bets, but my money's not on Cignetti.
I think Cignetti's happy where he is.
He doesn't want to. He's
not going anywhere.
He just signed a contract getting $8 million a year.
He's
a god at Indiana. That team was.
They're going to name the stadium after him.
Guys, they were the worst. Yeah, they honestly, yes, I'm actually correct. They were the worst Big Ten team for about the last 8 years, and he came in there, and now they're, we could sit here and talk about if Indiana's good or not.
Top 5 in the 8 people.
Then they're probably the second. It hurts for me to say this as Big Ten Mike. They're probably the second best team in the Big Ten. God, darn you, Penn State.
Yeah.
Damn it, Christian.
Josh Pate is saying Iowa State's Matt Campbell would be a great option.
Northeast.
I think that's also a good one.
Hang on. Northeast Ohio guy, born and bred football guy. Listener to the Old Man Show, by the way. Love Matty Campbell.
I think that would be also makes a lot of sense. He's young. I think Iowa State is they had an awful game against Colorado over the weekend. Oh my God!
But it wasn't as awful as deciding to storm the field if you're a Colorado Buffalo student,
which is hilarious as well because Iowa State stinks. Anybody who watched that game think we should not storm this field. This team stinks.
What was the spread in that game? They were like ranked 24th.
Yeah.
By definition, it was unranked versus ranked.
Hang on,
but barely.
We got the 5th quarter today. We'll do it for our dogs of the week.
Yeah.
If I don't even think they were dogs.
Oh, they weren't. Colorado weren't dogs.
Colorado
they had to be dogs.
They were 1-4 going into the game. 2-4 going into the game.
All right, so Matt Campbell. You said Matt Campbell, Cignetti, and guys, these are all like.
If I had to put my money somewhere, I think Rule's going
to ask me, Christian. Do me a favor. Ask me if I would rather have Matt Rule or Matt Campbell rather than James Franklin. I know that was a tongue twister.
You want the Matts or Franklin?
I'd rather have James Franklin.
Really?
I would.
Why?
I think he's the better coach. He's done more than those guys.
What has James Franklin done?
I understand. Listen.
You can't answer that question.
James Franklin's been to a college football semifinal. He's won a Big Ten championship.
All right, he went to a college football semifinal after beating 2 teams that
He gets the better athlete than any of those guys. I agree, though, that Penn State needed to change the scenery. Fine.
You know he's 14-30 in top 25 games?
And I told you they needed to do the firing. I told you they needed to do it. I just worry for Penn State is that, is Matt Campbell going to get – you got to make sure this next hire is going to get you over the hill. You fired this guy because he can't get you over the hill. And that's why I don't envy the situation. Like last year, I thought I was going to be in the situation with Day. Day lost to Michigan, and I thought we were toast in the playoff. I thought we were going to be what you guys were right now.
James Franklin or Ohio State coordinator Brian Hartline?
You're not touching Hartline.
We touch whoever we want to touch.
Because when Ryan...
well, wrong guy. Wrong school to talk about that.
Yeah, it is. When Ryan Day, one of the best coaches in college football, thank you, Coach Day, for the championship, decides to leave, That's who steps in. And I think that's granted, he's got work. He's got to learn how to call some plays. That's the one thing I'll say about Hartline.
Feels important.
The play calling hasn't been best this year. That's my only nitpick of the team is the offensive play calling. But I think whenever Coach Day decides to move on to the NFL, I think that's who steps in for Ohio State.
Tell you what, I got as big of a fan of Penn State football as I have ever been watching Penn State Athletic Director Pat Kraft talk about the firing, talk about James Franklin, thanking him for what he did, what this coaching search will be about. He shed tears because Drew Aller, when he was brought up and his season-ending ankle injury, I got radicalized as a Penn State football fan.
We haven't even brought it up. Drew Aller, talk about somebody who could have declared, probably would have been a top 5 pick, all things considered, based on just the amount of good quarterbacks that were in the realm. You know, he was probably more sought after than Jackson Dart was, at least in terms of the offseason. You could just see how people would run away with the prospect of Aller. He is, and right if he declares, I mean, and he's done, I believe, after this year in terms of. So he's going to be declaring.
It's ridiculous.
Is that guy? Is he going to be Is he going to be picked on the 3rd day? Probably.
So he is going to be the Steelers' 4th round pick at quarterback.
He's going to be the Will Howard. It's
going to happen.
Him and Will Howard are going to be battling for reps behind Rodgers if Rodgers decides to run it back.
That kid and I drank the same water up in Northeast Ohio. I'm sick to my stomach that's what happened to him. Now listen,
he said and completely lost.
What he said after the the UCLA game, I think that was just frustration. A lot of people got on him for that. I think that's just frustration.
We're saying, quote, what do you think when asked if Penn State is still alive?
Yeah,
in the
and he could have went at it in a more well-mannered, I guess, tone. But I protect my own, man. He comes from a good family in Medina. I'm sick for him. I am. I'm sick for that kid.
He's not very good at quarterback.
You know what sucks, though?
I'm sick for him.
Seeing
honestly.
him in the Dodge Ram commercials after watching Penn State lose to Northwestern. Oh. That's a big slap in the face to me if I've ever seen one.
You know what? Good. I'm happy that young man's getting paid because he would have got paid a lot more, to your point. If he would have got
paid a lot less when he was in the NFL.
That's exactly. He should be making a lot more because he would have been a top pick.
Yeah, he would be getting Brian Dable fired right now if he declared. That's what he would be doing.
And sadly, and I just got done telling you how much I like the kid. He reminds me of Christian Hackenberg. It's probably what his NFL career will be. Former Penn State quarterback.
Yeah, he'll be Penn State podcasting. That's what Hack's doing right now.
No. Aller would be getting Brian Dable fired right now.
He might be hopefully a good Karma Brands teammate up in Cleveland.
Maybe.
Oh, Drew Haller?
Yeah, get him on the air.
Why would he go to Cleveland?
Because he grew up a town over from me.
So,
he's a Bengals fan.
Oh no, he's not. Is he? I don't know.
He's
I mean, he literally went to Medina. I called his high school games back in 2019 with Matty Fontana.
All right. Well, did you?
What I'm saying is,
and you couldn't tell then that this guy's not going to be a great college quarterback.
He was unreal. He threw for 5 touchdowns in a game against was it Benedictine? Yeah,
I don't know.
Against the
I don't know. All I can tell you is that guy is not very good at a quarterback. That's what I can tell you.
He was good. And listen, over his 4 years, I think he was more good than bad. The problem is he would throw the nail in the coffin interception. That was his MO.
He's Sean Clifford with a better 24/7 rating. That's what he was.
I am looking forward, looking ahead of these future games on Penn State football's schedule, which they will be without their head coach. They'll have interim Coach Harrison.
And a new quarterback.
Yes, and Grunkmeyer in a QB. They go on the road at night at Iowa. Kinnick Field. They're going to be jazzed up for that game. It's going to be a tough one. Then they hit the road to take on Ohio State. What would you guess the spread is? Look ahead right now.
Iowa's next week?
Yeah, Iowa next week and then Ohio State. Or 2 weeks from next week.
I would say Iowa's favored by 7.5 points or 8.5 points. And I would say Ohio State is favored by 19.5.
23.5, I think, for Ohio State.
Well, Iowa's favored by 3.5 points.
Wow, I'm surprised by that.
I don't know if this number is accurate or if this is a preseason number. They have an Ohio State -4, which feels like wrong, right? I think that's incorrect assessment.
Iowa was favored on the road against Wisconsin by 5.5 points. I'm surprised at home against a team that just washed house is going to be 3. I'm surprised by that.
Christian, aren't you allowed to jump in the portal immediately once a coach gets fired? How
30 days.
How many kids jumped in the portal? Do you know?
Didn't see portal numbers yet, but I saw the a big Santa's sack of decommitments from Penn State.
Yeah, the top 2027 running back literally visited for the Northwestern game. and told those poor people that he wasn't coming right after the game.
It's okay. Whoever gets
That's
hired
fine.
will take some good talent with them. Dylan
That's
Raiola, starting quarterback of Penn State Nittany Lions.
That's what happens. VitaCost Sports Certified Marketplace. It's available. It's built for athletes, people who want to be fitness enthusiasts, just want to get in better shape, who want to train hard, understand the benefits of what clean supplementation and nutrition can do for you. You got to realize that when you put in the work, when you go put in the hours, early mornings, it's not just about putting in the physical extraneous work. It's about what you feed your body as fuel in and around it. Whether you're prepping for a triathlon, grinding at the gym, trying to be a little bit more health conscious, just want to get in better shape, VitaCost is your go-to for taking the next step in your performance. Their Sports Certified Marketplace, they got over 400 sports enhancing supplements that are all certified, which means that they're free of any banned substances. You know that there's no funny business going on. They're all safe, and they all help you level up your game. Visit VitaCost.com/sport-certified to make your purchase today. Use code ESPN20 for 20% off. That's code ESPN20. Level up your game at VitaCost. We'll get into the 5 p.m. hour, do a little 5 and 5 on the other side of things. It's Russo Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
This Halloween, the scariest thing on your team shouldn't be your books. Don't be scared. Jay Zolo and Associates is here to exercise your bookkeeping nightmares. With QuickBooks Online and expert care, let Jay Zolo bring your books from RIP to MVP. Let the only skeletons you deal with be the ones in costumes. Visit jzolo.com today. That's JZOLLO.com.
Hey guys, Mike Rizzo here. I know you're moving soon. Don't stress it. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage has you covered from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and teams like the Heat and the Hurricanes for over 2 decades. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Mondays just got better for the men of Palm Beach County. Unlimited Auto Wash is offering $5 off any wash every Monday at all 6 convenient locations. Men's Monday at Unlimited Auto Wash. Don't miss it.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of the PENN, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and 1 blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, the PENN is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 25 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shields Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 or in Mississippi.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a good karma brands radio station.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Step inside the Gardens Mall to witness Halloween magic. On Saturday, October 25th, bring the little monsters to the Kids Club Spooky Soiree. Wear your costume to the Grand Court and indulge in offers from participating stores starting at noon. Booga and Hooga will also be in the house for a special performance at 1 p.m. Stick around afterwards to have your photo taken with the stars of the show. Fun is brewing at the Gardens Mall. You don't want to miss it.
Download the ESPN South Florida app today and get the latest on local shows like Theoretically Speaking and Russo and Rizzo. Get some ESPN podcasts or get the high school sports updates in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. Curious about what Mike Rizzo had to say about Aaron Rodgers? It's on the app. Wasn't able to find the score of the West Boca High School football game? It's on the app. Want to catch the Inter Miami live broadcast? You guessed it. It's on the app. Go download the ESPN South Florida app today and get your fix on all things sports right here in Palm Beach County.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Ball into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
Julio Rodriguez knocks in a 3-run shot of Seattle Mariners, who have come out firing already. First inning, 3-0 before you could blink against the Toronto Blue Jays in their building. Think about this for a second. The Seattle Mariners deployed 3 starters, Kirby, Gilbert, and Castillo, in a 15-inning slugfest against the Detroit Tigers on Friday night. What do? They win. They have to get on a plane the next day. Fly from Seattle all the way to Toronto, the other side of basically the continental North America. And then on Sunday evening, they were able to shut Toronto's offense, who has been dominant, down in Game 1, and they were able to control it, and they take Game 1. Now, less than 24 hours later, because they have the early game of the two, basically 20 hours later, they have erupted to a 3-0 lead. Talk about momentum. Talk about a team that you thought would be on their last legs, rolling into this. They got Logan Gilbert, who's about to get started, who pitched on Friday. But, geez, unbelievable.
Christian said if you're American, you're rooting for Seattle. Am I right on this?
Mm-hmm.
So we're not allowed to root for Toronto.
I would want Seattle to win. It's a better story. I would like that better.
Why? Because of the 0-1 and since
0-1. Teams never won a title. I think that'd be fun.
Kind of with you.
I think that'd be fun.
I'm with you.
And then the other side of things, you got the late game. I just saw this on ESPN Milwaukee. I just told Mike. ESPN Milwaukee's doing this big thing. You know how everybody's running home with the idea that this is a little bit like the Island of Misfit Toys versus, the Monstars or the Dodgers or the Goliath.
It's like the power of friendship.
David versus Goliath. That's what they're marketing this to be. First of all, this is not that because the Brewers have a lot of talent. But nonetheless, they're talking about this. They're like, and Alex Stroh, who I love, is doing a...
Hang on, who's Alex Stroh for those who don't know?
Host on ESPN Milwaukee.
Okay.
And he does a podcast, Mr. Irrelevant. And I just saw this. This is why it's hot in my mind. And he goes, this isn't David versus Goliath. This is Ali versus Frazier. And the Brewers are Ali. And I go, well, did you realize that Ali lost to Frazier in the first fight of the century? He couldn't be Joe. Frazier won the first fight. So I'm like, the Brewer fan doesn't know what they want. They don't know how to market this series.
I'm rooting for the Brewers. I can't root for the Dodgers here.
They need a villain.
Come on, man. I can't root for the Dodgers. Now, Christian, can you elaborate on your power of the friendship comment?
Oh, yeah. Everyone loves, whenever
up.
You're against the Dodgers, you look to be the cohesive unit who might not all get the big free agent money contracts and the deferred money like Shohei Ohtani, but you band together as one and take down that evil empire of the LA Dodgers.
I see. As a Yankee fan, the power of friendship has been used against you multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
That's going to be a fun series because I just think it's funny how the Brewer fan doesn't know how to market their own team.
Colin is going to be, hang on, if the Brewers get smoked tonight, be listening to whatever ESPN Milwaukee is playing come around 1 o'clock Eastern time, because I'm sure Colin is going to be on line 2.
Line 2. Guys, what happened? David versus Goliath. Did we check our stats? I mean,
Colin's going to be on line 2, ready to,
the Brewers, I wanted them to beat Chicago, but I'm happy that we're going to get the Dodgers. And the Brewers. I like seeing the Packer fan, the Brewer fan, the Badger fan. I like seeing them miserable, so I'm rooting for the Dodgers here.
By the way,
call me crazy.
Kid who worked for ESPN Madison for 3 years and is an alumni of the Wisconsin Badgers. And he likes to see, and
you
I
can't
quote,
tell me the Wisconsin's a lost cause.
And I quote, he says, I like to see those people miserable. You don't have a soul over there, man. You don't have a soul. Do you have a soul over there?
Wisconsin was out of the playoff consideration.
I don't like the Packers because I envy them. I want my small market team to beat Green Bay. You're just a hater.
No.
You're just a hater.
I like seeing them miserable.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
It's not.
That's like me saying I worked in.
They're too optimistic.
That's like me saying I worked in Illinois for years and I love seeing Bear fan and Illini fan miserable and Cub fan miserable. By the way, I don't. I kind of root for those teams on the side after being so involved with them for how many years. None of that rubbed off on you. I mean, my God, you went to the university. Colin, Ohio State plays Wisconsin. If you don't wear Wisconsin gear on Friday, I am shaming you.
Hold on.
Spare me with the water bottle. Spare me with the water bottle. Spare me with the water bottle. Dude, that water bottle is going to make it what was the ridiculous birthday questions that I got asked for you?
This?
If you're on a deserted island,
yes.
I hit the nail on the head with your Yukon backpack, that godforsaken water bottle, and the notepad your old man gave you. Those are the 3 things you're going to have on site. Anyway, tell us about F45, brother.
Go get to F45. Start your day with a win. Wisconsin doesn't win. The Brewers probably not going to win, but you can win at F45. It's your option for a more class style. You get a bunch of like-minded fitness individuals who just want to show up, get a sweat in, turn their brain off, and more importantly, have a good time. 2 coaches on site making sure you're doing everything properly. You just follow along on the screen, see what workouts you have to do. It's more the functional side of working out. It's not too heavy. It's more to make you functionally and mobile strength. You got to feel, feel good. Don't feel stiff after leaving F45. It's perfect. Find a studio near you online at F45 or go to F45 downtown West Palm Beach on Instagram to get started. The Seattle Mariners are already blowing up. Toronto has already responded. A leadoff double by Springer and then an error. Oh, my goodness. Is that by Nathan Lucas right there? Gilbert, not a good start. 3-1 ball game, bottom 1. Seattle is up over Toronto. Let's do a little 5-5 presented by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High 5.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking Big Ten.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU Athletics. Number 1.
Well, the NFL Sunday yesterday got off to a horrible start for anyone who dedicated time, energy, and their life to watching that abomination in London. The Broncos get a 13-11 win over the Jets. When you add up Justin Fields' passing yards and then you subtract the yards he lost on sacks, aka net passing yards, -10 was that final total. Who had a worse weekend? Justin Fields, or also Jets quarterback Mark Sanchez, who got booked for felony battery charges and is facing 1 to 6 years in prison?
I give Mark Sanchez the nod in that regard. Did you see him leaving with the sling? And he's like, I just gotta wear this. Give him credit for I don't know. I don't know what I give him credit for.
The mother of his 8-year-old kid said, "I'm not surprised this happened."
Did she say that? I did not see that part.
Listen,
oh my God, did she really say that?
Boys, from someone who's 5 years sober, I honestly gotta hope Mark finds help.
I hope the guy that he attacked finds more help in the hospital, actually.
Yeah. That's right. You can't pity his thoughts and prayers when it was his. It's all him. You don't go after the truck driver.
But at this, this is a father, and I didn't know that his significant other said that. I hope he finds help.
Hey, clearly
I hope he finds help.
Justin Fields needs to find help in the Manning Passing Academy.
On Fields, God, what did I tell
He's
you?
going to make it a
Hang
great
on.
Ohio State assistant coach.
Stop it. What did I tell you about
bang the drum or whatever it is?
Stop it.
They're going to replace Heartline with him.
What was the theme of the show today?
No, Justin Fields can dot the I with the band.
Guys, chain of command. That's the theme of the show. Do the Bears have a good chain of command? Do the Jets have? He's been with two terrible organizations.
I agree. That guy
He's been with two
has
bad
not gotten
organizations.
a fair go at it.
Jeez, oh,
he
man.
hasn't.
I
He's not
mean,
a great
geez.
thrower. There's no doubt about that.
And
he's not a great thrower.
And Christian, you mentioned that London game. Dude, all those games, until the witching hour, every single NFL game was a snoozer in that 1 o'clock hour.
Number 2.
Yeah, they were pretty damn bad. Let's go to college football, where James Franklin got fired by Penn State. Were you surprised he was fired mid-season, or did they rip the Band-Aid off at the right time?
I don't know how they raised the money. I don't know if this was the plan. What Christian said alluded earlier in the contract that he has some sort of clause that he has to go find a new job. And if he does find a new job with a respectable program, that buyout is actually less. It's about $50 million, which is the second highest in history behind that astronomical Jimbo Fisher buyout. But I'm not surprised because at a certain point, it's lunacy to keep him around. I mean, a Penn State fan expects more than what they have been seeing. And they have the money to be able to do it. I wonder who did cough it up, whether it is donors, boosters, advertisers, whatever it might have been.
Colin, I think I have the answer. And Christian, this is my hashtag fans with sources. My buddies yesterday were telling me that Penn State is switching to Adidas, and that Adidas might be footing the bill for a lot of that.
My dirt sheets said no.
Okay, then that's not true. All right. Your dirt sheets know better than my Buckeye honks.
Mine are behind paywalls.
Yeah. Your dirt sheets know better than my hashtag fans with sources, which is a Buckeye honk.
$8.99 to listen to a bunch of dudes hypothesize.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Clean up, brother. Clean up. The capitalism at its best. You want to know? You can download something that's free. It's that South Florida app. But this is the right time. This is the right time. Rip the Band-Aid off. You can't lose Northwestern
It's
at
also
home.
different in college.
Guys,
they are going to have everything set before December hits.
You cannot lose. And I get this.
Northwestern's not bad. I'm going to say that right now.
It's a godforsaken team.
Can't lose at home to Northwestern.
They cannot lose at home to Northwestern. Christian knows it. It's a big-time program. I know it is a big-time program. You cannot lose Northwestern.
That I agree with.
At home, boys.
Can't lose that.
Rip the Band-Aid off, Christian. And
not a bad program.
Who are the dirt sheets? Before we move on, the dirt sheets are saying
David Brown has done a good job.
Dude, what is with you in Northwestern?
Matt Rule might be the top one for the dirt sheets. I am shooting for the stars with Kurt Signetti at Indiana.
I think Kenny Dillingham, if he's willing to leave, would be the no-brainer as well.
I would love that.
I would do. I don't think Signetti's going to happen. I think he's happy where he is. I really do. I think Dillingham would take it if he wants it because he could bring guys with him, and you kind of want to rid yourself of the Big 12. He can move on, and he's definitely in line for a big job. I don't know his connections, whether he has good connections in that Northeast area, but I think that's actually a good one. I think that would make sense, or Rule. Those two.
Number 3.
So that was the negative side of college football yesterday. How about the positive side of college football yesterday? Who do you think got the biggest win of the weekend in college football?
You know, I was impressed with Pitt. I really was. I think Florida State stinks, but I was impressed with Pitt on the road like that.
God, poor Stephen Judah, our GM and our director of ops.
Yeah, big Florida State
I
fans.
really
that
thought
team's
of
a
them.
joke.
I really
That team's
thought
a
of
joke.
it. Norvell is a joke, but keep going.
And good for Florida, too. Florida was somewhat in that game. Texas A&M is good, but Florida was somewhat gave them a decent punch. A couple teams had big wins. Oklahoma, I'm not going to put a ton of stock into that. Texas is usually good in that game. And Mateer, I don't know who cleared that guy to play. That guy should not have been playing quarterback with a broken hand the other day. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. He was so bad. But outside of that, I don't think there's any other answer here but Indiana. Indiana winning at Oregon. I mean, if you don't want to put stock into Oregon, they were close against Penn State. They controlled the game against Penn State. Penn State just made a 5-minute run. They were able to get back into it. That game was 17-3 in the fourth quarter. I think winning at Oregon, give Indiana credit. Indiana mostly controlled that one. I think that was the one game where I thought, similarly to last year when Indiana would play the Ohio States of the world, they're a little outclassed here. Oregon has professional players in the team. They have a lot of 5 stars, 4 stars, big-name touted prospects.
They do.
And Indiana did not look outsized that match. That was the first time I actually ever noticed that with Indiana after watching them for the last 2 years, where every time they played a great team, Notre Dame, you thought you're outmatched. You don't have the size up front. It's outmatched. And two things. Mendoza's good, and Elijah Surratt, their star receiver, is going to be a top 15 pick in that draft. That guy's going to be he's a future Jag. That guy's an awesome
The answer is Indiana.
Is that a threat?
He's a future Jag. Say goodbye.
You finally lost this Sunday, huh? Quickly.
They stole the game on Monday. I can't be mad.
Quickly on the college side. The answer is Indiana. But Christian, I learned something over the weekend. The SEC are a bunch of the same teams. There's no elite team in the SEC. The Big Ten stinks outside of the Buckeyes. I think that's the conclusion I've came to. Colin's got a fair shot when he says, Riz, the Buckeyes haven't played anybody. And in true Colin Russo fashion, Texas beats a top 6 team in Oklahoma and says, I'm not putting too much stock into it. The team Ohio State beat.
It's a rivalry game.
And then,
they always play that game well.
This is it. Did you see my Instagram post over the weekend? Did you see my post about the
Whenever
Buckeyes?
Ohio State beats the butt of somebody.
Oh, they stink anyway. They're not a good team. Okay, Washington, they're on upset watch. Beat Washington by 3 scores. Oh, Washington
Wait, is
stinks.
Texas good now?
Texas, look out. Ohio State, you're going to get rocked at home.
Stinks, Mike.
Beat Texas. Oh, Texas stinks. Look out
That's
for
a
Illinois.
rivalry game.
Look out for Illinois, guys. They're going to beat Illinois by 3 scores.
That
now
was
Illinois
you.
stinks.
You were
Okay.
Mr.
All right.
Illinois. I hated
All right.
Illinois.
Now they stink.
I didn't think
Okay.
Illinois was a big time
Now
team.
they stink.
I'm the one who put
Now
stock
they stink.
into Indiana.
Christian,
I put stock into
the
Indiana
SEC
and Northwestern and USC. Who had a big weekend? Those 3.
The SEC are
You are a phony.
They're full of the same teams. There's not much difference between Alabama, who's a top 5 team right now, and Auburn, who just lost their 3rd straight SEC game by less than a score, less than 7 points. And can I say one thing quickly? Hang on. Kirby Smart and Georgia, why do they get all the calls? How was it that a touchdown at the goal line in the Auburn game?
I actually
Kirby
didn't think
Smart
it was.
not calling it.
I didn't think it was.
You're out of your mind. The ball crossed the pylon. The ball crossed the pylon.
I didn't think so.
Then it came out. And then Kirby Smart didn't call timeout. Did we see the video? Did it look like he was clapping? It reminds me exactly of the Buckeyes not getting the targeting call on Marv in the semifinal, and then them giving Kirby the timeout on 4th down when he never got it off. Can we be done with giving Georgia calls? I rest my case.
Georgia was definitely fortunate. They were definitely fortunate in that game.
Man. It's in Auburn. They're not getting any calls on their home field.
Here's the thing where you're dead wrong. You got to understand it's a rivalry game. There's a reason that Auburn competes with Alabama every year, whether Auburn is good or not. There's a reason that Michigan, whether they're good or not,
they've lost
competes
3
with Ohio
SEC
State.
games by less than 7
There's
points.
a reason that Texas competes with Oklahoma, whether Oklahoma is good or Texas is good, because it's a rivalry game. That's why. I mean, Texas losing to Florida the week before. I mean, yes, the SEC is a gauntlet. That we can agree on. The SEC
it's a gauntlet.
It's a war.
It's a gauntlet because they're all the same talent level. There's no. If I had to pick a team, it's Alabama. I've been high on Alabama all year and before.
Yeah, they just won 2 out of 3 at tough road environments.
They're probably the best team in the SEC, but there's not much difference between them and Georgia. There's not much difference between Alabama and Vanderbilt. I was dead wrong about Vanderbilt. They gave him a game.
Yeah.
So, that's where I'm at with the SEC. And
so
you're going to make fun of me? You're going to make fun of me?
The SEC is really good.
You're going to make fun of me? I think Ohio State's just the best team in the country. I think they're better than everybody.
It doesn't end. It doesn't end. Mike, what you just said.
They're better than all. They're that one team. They're the one team this year. That's different.
Way of saying the SEC is very good.
They have a great head coach. They have the best defense in the country and an efficient quarterback.
I'm not talking about Ohio State. A long-winded way of saying the SEC is really, really, really good.
There's no great team. Big Ten has the great team in Ohio State.
Right home with that. All right? The conference is not that good. Big Ten. What's next?
Not arguing that.
Right. Northwestern's good. And USC.
But not Indiana?
Indiana's good.
Oregon?
Oregon's pretty good. They're okay. You know what the problem with Oregon is? The quarterback needs another year. They'll be really good next year. They'll be really. That kid looks like a player that's the first time playing quarterback.
I think Ohio State is a cut ahead of those two teams, but outside of the Buckeyes,
I agree. Ohio State's the best team in that conference.
Outside of the Buckeyes, I would probably put Indiana and Oregon. Christian, it hurts me that Penn State is so bad this year. I need it. It's Big Ten Mike. Big Ten Mike needed Penn State to be good.
I love
this
this because Penn State is playing with house money, and they are going into their big games without any pressure
you can
at
play
all.
spoiler. It's fun to play spoiler.
All of the support by the fan base who will get behind their team without that seeking feeling, familiar feeling of falling short in the big moment because of your head coach. All of that is gone. And if you give Ohio State a game, You're going to take chances you wouldn't have if Franklin was still there. And you will play free. You'll play fun. I'm looking forward to that.
How does it work? Do they fill the stadium the rest of the year, home games? Will they do that? I don't know how tough they are about filling that stadium. It's at 100,000 seat stadium.
Right. Fill? Probably not. No.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So they're not going to fill the seats, but I mean, yeah, you're right. They're spoiling.
They will probably, especially
night games they'll fill. Night games.
Now that Ohio State game.
There's nothing else to do. That's the problem. Where are you going to go? Yeah. You going to go to Champs? Like there's
Stop
nothing else. That's the thing about these schools. USC doesn't fill because you're in Los Angeles. There's so many other things to do.
Now that Buckeye game isn't at Beaver Stadium. It's at Ohio. It's at the Shoe. It's at the Shoe.
I don't know. What are we at? Number 5?
Number 4.
We've got a doubleheader in NFL football tonight. Bills at Falcons at 7:15 p.m. Bears at Commanders at 8:15 p.m. Which of those two games are you most excited for?
The game that should have been at 1 o'clock on Sunday is Bears and Commanders.
Yeah, the NFL spread too thin. You can't have a 9:30 game, a Thursday night, 2 Monday nights.
Kyle, I like Buffalo. I would probably pick them to be the team out of the AFC. Is this just me, boys? I'm tired. I'm kind of tired of seeing them on primetime. I don't know.
And the Chiefs?
I'm tired of seeing the Bills on primetime. And you guys know how much of a man crush I have on Josh Allen. But, dude, that Dolphin game was unwatchable. That New England game was unwatchable.
Yeah, that New England game was good.
Tonight's going to be ugly.
It was a good game.
I think tonight will be ugly. Both of these games are going to be ugly. Jaden Daniels, not that.
It's good for the NFL if the Bears win. That's what I'm rooting for.
Jaden Daniels still kind of banged up, too. I don't know. I think both of these games are going to be ugly, Christian. Sorry, I'd probably lean under with our good friends at Hard Rock Bet.
Is that it?
That's it.
Well, if you want to get started in the Monday night doubleheader, which is a waste of time, by the way, you do not need 2 games at the same time as an MLB postseason game in the championship series.
Yeah, that too. Didn't even think about that.
For sure, with the conflict with baseball, fine. But I kind of like both these games a lot. I'm excited for tonight.
Hey, good games. Here's the problem. You 1 o'clock suffered. You guys both just said that. 1 o'clock suffered because you have all the other decent matchups at different parts of the game.
I said it. It was a bad slate till the witching hour. I mean, they were unwatchable games.
I mean, Seattle played Jacksonville. That's actually a good game on paper, but it wasn't very a good game because Jacksonville didn't play well. But outside of that, it was a whole lot of nothing.
College had the better weekend. It did. I thought college had the better weekend than the NFL.
Yeah, it had a pretty good weekend.
I think it did. I think the noon slate, the 3:30 slate, especially the night slate, with Michigan going down.
I mean, that game wasn't very good.
Florida State went down to Pitt. Yeah. They were still a ranked team.
Pitt was a good game. The Michigan game was not a good game. They were never in that. Florida was good for the first half. There was a couple good games. BYU was interesting late night against Arizona.
I forgot one more bonus.
Number 5.
Are the Chiefs the best team in the NFL? They beat the Russo and Rizzo #1 team, the Lions.
So this is where. But first of all, start listening to Vegas. By the way, when Vegas has the Chiefs favored, you got to know that there's something up. They know something we don't. You got to trust Vegas.
Christian, can I make my complaint about Campbell and the Lions last night? Why are you punting the ball down 2 scores with 6 minutes left?
Well, that's also when they took a sack the play before. But I understand what you're saying. I do.
You haven't gotten a stop all night. All right, you got to go for it there, Dan. You're a king. Go for it and roll the dice. And you're gonna give the Chiefs the game and screw our spread.
Our spread, Mike. That was I didn't like that.
That was my game.
That smelled foul.
Hold on,
from the beginning.
Hang on.
Smelled foul.
All right,
from the beginning.
If you're gonna throw me under the bus,
I got another one
Christian,
for you as well.
Ask me the lone game we won in cover 5 and who picked it.
What was the lone game?
Tampa Bay, and I picked it.
We were blessed that Mike did not let us take Carolina. Mike wanted Carolina like you wouldn't believe. I told him to stay far away from that team. That team is a roller coaster of emotions. Go bet these games on a Hard Rock Bet app. You can download it today in the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Bet $5 on any game when you get started. If you win that first $5 bet, you get $150 in bonus bets deposited in your account immediately. Bet touchdowns by game. Bet the futures with the hockey now in the regular season right now off and running, and the Florida Panthers off to a hot start. Or you can bet the NBA, which starts in about 2 weeks. College football every week. You got the championship series in the NL and the AL going on right now. There's too much to watch, too much fun to be had, too many things to bet on. String together bets on the Discover page. See what other users are putting together. You can tap and tag along. It is that easy on the Hard Rock Bet app. Last week, a player turned a $3 parlay into over $20,000. Did it on the app. So can you. Download it today. Hard Rock Bet offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. You must be 21 plus, physically present in Florida. The wager. Terms and conditions do apply. If you are somebody you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY Wise.
Now, your parlay hit. Your parlay of the week hit.
It sure did. BYU, USC. BYU and USC with the points, and then I took both the winners, the home teams. Mariners,
on the baseball side.
Yes, Mariners and the...
Fair play to you, dude.
Yeah, absolutely, and the Brewers.
Bama burned me. 3.5 was the line. They won by 3.
It was a backdoor cover, too, because they had that game by 10.
Survivor-wise, man, the Packers did not make that as easy as
Another game
been.
I wanted was Cincinnati,
Christian,
and Mike shot that down. I said, Cincinnati's got something to prove.
I just didn't want to touch my... To be fair, I didn't want to touch my Survivor pick. That's... listen, no names, please. That's a couple $1 million Survivor pool that we're in.
Jordan Love sliding down on
what are you doing?
Like, dude,
what are you
get
doing?
Dirty. Die forward.
And then Joe Flacco throwing to... Where was that?
One of the great drives you've ever seen coming out of half.
and then they go for 2. Christian, at the end, they go for 2. We're sweating out a godforsaken field goal. The pick were the Steelers. We're idiots. I thought too hard. I had the playbook for us, and we didn't follow it. 21 straight times they lost. Mike Tomlin is undefeated against rookie quarterbacks. What the hell are we thinking?
On that minefield of a Heinz Field?
Dude, they need to stop having Pitt play their games there. You're a national football team.
It is just as bad, if not worse, than MetLife.
Boswell, losing his feet on the
Stepping
field
in
goal.
quicksand.
Dude, that is like my best friend, my boy Gomer. He's, family from Pittsburgh, whole 9 yards. He was yelling to me at Kingdom Come about Pitt playing on that godforsaken field. He goes, "You are a professional team. Stop having a half-assed college team," by the way, just before the state, play on the field.
We'll do a little game plan for greatness into the Monday night games. Next, 3-2, Mariners up over Toronto, bottom of the second. We roll on here. Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar & Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar & Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
The 5 p.m. hour is presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage, the world's only total relocation company. Local or long distance, they've got you covered.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Every great performance starts with a plan. Your game plan for greatness begins at Men's Only Medical. Dr. Al is redefining men's health with concierge care and cutting-edge treatments tailored just for you. From anti-aging and weight management to cardiovascular health, skin, and hair, they've got you covered. Expect personalized care and advanced technology to help you look, feel, and perform your best. Visit mensonlymedical.com. Men's Only Medical, setting a new standard for men's health.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
A resort destination beyond compare, yet conveniently close to home. The Breakers Palm Beach offers everything you desire with the service you deserve in a breathtaking oceanfront setting. Immerse yourself in unparalleled seaside glamour and enjoy all the Breakers has to offer as you create lasting memories with those who matter most. The best part, you don't have to travel far to feel worlds away. Visit thebreakers.com or call 1-800-BREAKERS today.
Hey, it's Theo Dorsey, and Prize Picks is the best way to win cash this sports season. Which players are going off? Which ones are overhyped? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash. It's simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 different player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, which means you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Josh Allen's passing yards, rushing yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. But it's not just football. With basketball season tipping off soon, you can make picks on your favorite players all season long. Download the app today and use code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Fall in Florida means one thing. It is almost time for the Clinics Can Help Golf Classic. This fun-filled event works to raise money to provide customized medical equipment and supplies to the many children in our area in need. Get your foursome together and join the festivities on Friday, October 24th at the exclusive East Point Country Club in Palm Beach Gardens. Make a difference in helping these children live a life of independence and dignity. Register today at clinicscanhelp.org.
Football season is here, and the ultimate game day headquarters is Twin Peaks. Whether it's college Saturdays or NFL Sundays, catch every kickoff, every touchdown, every Hail Mary right here at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. From scratch-made favorites to ice-cold 29-degree draft beers, Twin Peaks is delivering all the winning plays. Looking for a stronger lineup? No one does game day like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, come for the game, stay for the experience.
PNC Bank salutes you, Soccer on the Radio listener. While others will just read about the match, you're laser focused on every detail. At PNC Bank, we get it. We're all in on helping you make smart money moves and score your financial goals. See how at pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, proud banking sponsor of Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts and Brilliantly Boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Hey everybody, it's Cade Chumsland. Every week, Land Rover Palm Beach supports local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community by naming a Player of the Week. This year, $35,000 will be awarded to student athletes and their schools. Tune in to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day every Friday night as I unveil this week's featured athlete. If you have a great performance that I need to know about, DM us at ESPN West Palm. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
She ain't gon' tie me down. Why you on the road? Got it on the shirts, all the hats, all the clothes. What you want right now? What up right now? I think you need to
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. If you've been in that car accident, truck accident, suffered a slip and fall, fell on the stairs, tripped on the sidewalk, my friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys, they fight for you. I know with Anajar and Levine, they got my back. They can get yours too. All it takes is a phone call. Don't settle for the worst. Settle for the best. That's Anajar and Levine because they're the best in South Florida. Take that one phone call. Take back control of your life. Make that call and get the free consultation now. Call 1-800-747-FREE. 1-800-747-3733. Take back control with Anajar and Levine. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. If you missed any of the program today, go listen back on the ESPN South Florida app or on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Just go to Russo and Rizzo. Let's get to it. 2 Monday night games tonight. Let's game plan for greatness with Men's Only Medical.
Men, games aren't won on Friday night. They're won Monday through Thursday.
You find out life's this game of inches.
It's about preparation. It's about discipline. And it's about showing up ready to dominate.
That's gonna make the difference between winning and losing.
And now, your game plan for greatness. Brought to you by Men's Only Medical. Visit mensonlymedical.com.
Clear eyes, full hearts.
Let's go play some football. Let's go, man.
Folks, that's my good friend Doc Al over there at Men's Only Medical, the concierge healthcare service. I got my black card, my VIP card. What that means is, folks, I'm dealing with something. I'm a runner. I got something going on with my big toe, man. Told Doc Al, can you see me? When can you see me? He could have saw me as early as today. Now, I couldn't do today, so I decided to go for it tomorrow. But, folks, that's the concierge healthcare service that Doc Al offers. I talk all the time about the preventative care that I'm doing, but He's also my primary doctor, and those are the benefits I have with Men's Only Medical. Go look him at mensonlymedical.com. Go visit Doc Al on North Dixie Highway. Colin, game plan for greatness, where we come up with a game plan for teams that are playing on Monday Night Football. I'm going to go with the Bills. Something I've been on for a while with this team. If they're not running the ball well with James Cook, they're not playing well. And you saw that against New England. This wasn't one of those games where they had to completely abandon the run as well. Like, this was a 6-3 game at halftime. James Cook had 15 carries for 49 yards, no tutties. They've completely became one-dimensional, throwing the ball with Allen in the game. My game plan for greatness, presented by Men's Only Medical for the Buffalo Bills, is to get James Cook going and to get that run game going. How many times, and with all due respect to Singletary, Colin, West Palm Beach guy, all right? I understand all that.
FAU.
But when they brought in James Cook and got that run game on track, that's what made them a different team. Get the run game on track for the Buffalo Bills. My game plan for greatness for the Buffalo.
Yeah, you get two teams coming off the bye with Atlanta and Chicago. And Atlanta, a very erratic 2-2. They're sort of in an identity crisis at the moment. They can't string together really bad losses. They had a really good win going into the bye against Washington with Marcus Mariota at quarterback, but they had a really terrible loss the week before that against Carolina. It's been a team that has had highs of highs and lows of lows. They need to make sure they could string together a couple good games here. It starts post-bye. We'll see if they can compete tonight, especially at home. It's fine. About time the Bills play a road game. My goodness. On the other side of things, the Bears. I'm very curious to see what you see about the Bears today, because they've played 2 on the road, 2 at home. They've played really poorly at home before, and they've played really good on the road. You know, they played good enough. The Raiders were not very good in that Las Vegas game. But it's a team that has had their fair share of highs and lows as well. Ben Johnson said it. They haven't reflected a championship-winning team with their practice habits. Let's see if that extra week of practice can get the team really settled into stride. I think if there's a indicative game of how the next 4 or 5 weeks are going to go for Chicago, it's that first game post-bye with a brand-new head coach. I'm very curious to see if the run game is going to be on top of things, if Caleb Williams is going to play within himself, not try to be a hero too much, and if that defense can actually show up. Yeah. They have moments where they show up, and they have moments where they don't. They shut down Dallas. Keep that in mind. So we'll see what type of Chicago we get, and I think both teams post-bye, I think you're going to learn the most about those two.
I love it, Colin, and then also another layer to that Chicago and Washington game. Battle 1 versus 2. Caleb Williams, the number 1 pick. Jane Daniels, the number 2 pick. I'm interested to see what the Commanders' game plan is going to be, because Jane Daniels is probably not 100%. No, he wasn't 100% in that, what was it, the 27-10 win that they had last week?
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what the game plan Dan Quinn is going to have for Jane Daniels, who's probably not going to be 100%. So those are a couple of things I'm looking at for that matchup. Game plan for greatness brought to you by Men's Only Medical.
You got a doubleheader on Monday Night Football tonight. You got the Bears against the Commanders. Bears post-bye, by the way. That's at 8:15. And then you got the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Buffalo Bills. That starts in just a little over an hour. 7:15, 8:15. It's not the 7 and 10 back-to-back. Those are godforsaken. At least these games overlap a bit.
We're going to have so I got, the multi-box.
You get the MLB tonight,
Gonna
too.
have MLB, gonna have the
Dodgers.
Gonna have 3. Gonna have the 4, darn near. Depending on how long this Mariner-Blue Jay game goes.
I mean, this Mariner-Blue Jay game is about 50 minutes in. We're in the bottom of the second. So these teams, and if Logan Gilbert, who has been on the mound, has had his fair share of, that was a tough go at it for the inning. They have tied it up, the Blue Jays, after the Mariners have ballooned to a 3-0 lead. That's Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Katz. Stick around, because we got the 5th quarter presented by Hard Rock Bet coming up right after this. We got you up until 7, getting you prepared for Monday Night Football. We're going to go through some of the best bets of the weekend, some of the big underdogs we could have got on, and a little baseball. It's all to come right here on Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's, where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
The 5 p.m. hour is presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage, the world's only total relocation company. Local or long distance, they've got you covered.
Good Greek Moving and storage, your superhero movers.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and I'm dropping the gloves. Your new home for the back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers is ESPN 106.3. The Panthers hit the road to Philly to take on the Flyers in a battle of grit. Bring your A game. We hit the ice at 7 here on ESPN 106.3.
Step inside the Gardens Mall to witness Halloween magic. On Saturday, October 25th, bring the little monsters to the Kids Club Spooky Soiree. Wear your costume to the Grand Court and indulge in offers from participating stores starting at noon. Booga and Hooga will also be in the house for a special performance at 1 p.m. Stick around afterwards to have your photo taken with the stars of the show. Fun is brewing at the Gardens Mall. You don't want to miss it.
Your golf tip of the day is presented by the Club at Lost Lake in Hope Sound. Putting greens are hard to read. With the endless hills and valleys, your putt could go anywhere. To train your eye to read greens, try this drill. Place a tee in the ground to the right or left of the hole, where you think the slope will affect the ball enough for it to roll into the hole. Next, practice a smooth, repeating pendulum putting stroke that rolls the ball consistently and avoids any side spin. If the ball misses the hole, adjust the tee to mark the correct line. Once you find the perfect line, make 10 putts in a row on that path to solidify your feel and confidence. For an even better challenge, repeat this drill from multiple angles around the hole. Over time, you'll train your eyes to detect subtle slopes and adjust accordingly. With regular practice, your putting will become more precise and your number of putts per round will decrease. Mastering this drill can take your putting to the next level and help you dominate the greens. For more on memberships, visit theclubatlostlake.com.
Hurricane fans, October is coming in hot. Next up at Hard Rock Stadium is a Friday night lights matchup against Louisville on October 17th at 7 p.m. Then the Canes host a coast-to-coast game against Stanford on Saturday, October 25th. Lock in your seats now at MiamiHurricanes.com/football tickets. That's MiamiHurricanes.com/football tickets. And go Canes!
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio
The
station.
following is a paid program. Advice and opinions expressed during this program are solely that of the hosts or guests of this program and not of ESPN 106.3 or Good Karma Brands.
Yeah, here we go! 2 hours are not enough.
And that'll do it for regulation.
Welcome to the fifth quarter, presented by Hard Rock Bet.
Take this one to overtime.
Russo and Rizzo bring you the stories, the takes, and the breakdowns that go beyond the final whistle. We head into overtime. The fifth quarter starts now.
The fifth quarter presented by Hard Rock Bet on ESPN 106.3. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm. You got Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, and Christian Catt. You got a doubleheader of Monday Night Football on ESPN and ABC. You got both the Atlanta Falcons coming off a bye, taking on the Buffalo Bills in the early game. That's at 7:15 on ESPN. Then on ABC, you got the Chicago Bears playing host to the Washington Commanders. You get 2 games back-to-back. You got a packed weekend of football to get into. We got you for the next hour here on the fifth quarter, presented by Hard Rock Bet. You also got a little bit of action here in the American League Championship Series. You got Seattle, top of the 3. This has been a hits galore. Talk about yesterday where there wasn't a ton going on offensively. The floodgates have open. I mean, the Seattle Mariners got to get 2 on, top third. They have been hitting the ball all over the place, and Toronto has matched every punch. That has been a long game to this point. Game started an hour ago in the third inning.
Yep.
So
every time I turn to look at the game, someone's on base.
Somebody's on base. They got 2 on, top 3, 2 out. And Yesevich, who tore apart the Yankees last time we saw him, they have closed the gap here in terms of utilizing those pitchers. And then you got the Brewers and the Dodgers, which is going to be the late game tonight. And wow, what a play by that Dalton Varsho in center field.
Diving catch.
How about that? Jeez. But you got 2 good series going on. Hopefully one or both go 7. If I had to make a guess, I think this would be the series that goes 7. The American League Championship Series between the Mariners and the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays got to win tonight.
You got to win tonight.
I think they got to win tonight. You want to be 1-1 heading back home.
Absolutely.
Or sorry, heading to Seattle. Excuse me.
Yeah.
You can't lose 2 at home. Especially with the momentum Seattle has as well. You get in front of their home fans. I mean, those people were crying after winning a series. That's how long it's been. I like what you said about their mojo. Seattle's mojo of being one of the teams that, just hasn't been in the playoffs for a while. They're getting their first taste of going on a playoff run. They got a GM who's done everything in their power to try to make this work the last couple of trade deadlines. Those acquisitions like Naylor, Eugenio Suarez, this year are starting to work out.
And the 2-3-2 format in terms of the home and away, I think that favors actually the underdog. Seattle's already won a game. They got 3 games at home coming up after this.
And they have elite pitching. So they're going to be able to have pitchers in these next couple of games.
If they're able to steal the second game, they got to win 2 of the next 3 in their building.
Correct. That's
favor flips immediately, which is why that 2-3, the 2-2-1-1-1, I mean, is better for the home team. The 2-3-2, I would argue, is better for the away team. Really, mm-hmm. I would make that argument today.
And I agree with you. If there's something to go 7, it's probably this Seattle series because I've been wrong a lot this MLB postseason. More often than not, I liked the Yankees. I liked the winner of the Yankees and the Red Sox coming out of the AL. The one place I haven't been wrong, Colin, has been the Dodgers. And I'm standing by what I said with the Dodgers. I just think they're better than everyone else. I don't see the Brewers giving them a fight.
You don't see this being
I don't.
A David versus Goliath, Ali Frazier?
I see a 5-game series, 6 tops. No chance you get a game 7 in that. I think the Dodgers probably wrap things up in 5 games.
Wow.
Brewers are still 1. Brewers will lose both in LA. Brewers will be able to steal 1. Now the Brewers do have home field. Give them that. Brewers have home field. I think it's probably 1-1 when they go back to LA.
And I think straight in LA.
I think LA wraps it up in LA. Best guess. And it's still 2-3-2.
Yeah.
Yeah. LA wraps it up. I hate that, by the way.
I think it favors the away team.
I do. I've been on the wrong end of 2-3-2 too many times as a Guardian fan playing the Yankees. I can't stand 2-3-2.
You got to steal 1.
Cannot stand 2-3-2.
I think the Brewers, I give them a little credit, but I think I think it's been a little overblown.
Who does the pitching? And let me ask you this, because I think this is what it's going to come down to. Who's the pitching favorite? Does it favor LA? Or does it, because you're high on the Brewer pitching. That's why I ask.
Brewers got a better collection of arms. I would say the higher end of starters is the Dodgers by a clear margin.
What about bullpen? Because more often than not, you're going to, you're not going to go 5, Colin, some of these games. The Brewers, say what you want, they can hit. Dodgers can hit.
Here's the thing. Brewers are going to be bullpenning again. They got Aaron Ashby going. And Aaron Ashby went in game 5. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be bullpenning once again. They're going to be nickel and diming their way to the end of the series. Well, Blake Snell, who they could have went Ohtani, but they're pitching Blake Snell in the early part because Blake Snell is probably the vet who wants the 7-game reset.
Yep.
And he doesn't want to wait too long. While Ohtani, you could pitch him whenever, and he's going to give you 10 Ks.
This is the nerd in me. I like, after our show, I'm going to dissect on how good the Brewers are at hitting left-handed pitchers. There's not a lot of left-handed starting pitchers out there like Blake Snell. There's not. So I think advantage LA tonight because you got an odd duck like Snell, who's one of the really good left-handed starting pitchers in the league, and you tell me it's a bullpen night for Milwaukee. I mean, geez, bullpen night. First game?
Looks like it.
Bullpen night.
Looks like it.
That kid, a gaffer, excuse me, wrong sport. Is that manager, is he awake?
I'd speak, losing Brandon Woodruff really hurt them earlier in September.
Bullpen night, it's game 1.
I mean, that's the thing. They played in a game 5. That's where the Dodgers are rested. Now, here, on the other side of things, we thought Seattle would roll into this Toronto series asleep.
But they have starters.
With
starters.
Half asleep, though.
But
I agree. And you're seeing it today with Logan Gilbert. Logan Gilbert pitched on Friday. He gave him 4 innings on Friday, or 3 innings on Friday. And they were able to go Bryce Miller yesterday, who pitched
Played
well.
good.
Played well. And the thing about the Mariners is they have Brian Wu, who is one of the best pitchers in the American League, who didn't even go in the ALDS, and he probably should pitch at some point this series.
My thing though, Kyle. Brewers went bullpen in Game 5,
and it worked.
Why the hell are they going bullpen again tonight? Where's the starter? You're at home. I don't know. And listen, like maybe they
Game 5 is do everything you
but
can.
What I'm saying is they should have a starter available. No. You're closer. You follow that Brewer team closer than I do, brother. My God.
I understand what you're saying.
I mean, that's what I would. Listen, if I'm a Brewer fan today, I'm asking why the hell don't we have a starter available?
I'm going to see if they have it set for tomorrow, because I imagine tomorrow's Yamamoto. They're going to pitch Ohtani whenever they need him, because he could pitch whenever. Yeah, they got Peralta ready to rock and roll tomorrow.
Who got rocked the last time he stepped out onto the bump.
If I'm Milwaukee, I'm under the impression that, yes, they want to win tonight. But if you're the Dodgers, there's probably a reason they're going Snell early instead of Ohtani, because they're thinking, all right, if they're going to bullpen it, if we could steal 5-6 innings out of our starter and our offense can get to their – because what are you going to do? You throw a bunch of rookies, a couple unproven guys out there against that murderer's row of a lineup? That's where I would lean to the side of – so Dodgers are just trying to steal one.
So Brewers played Saturday.
Yeah.
They went bullpen. And now they're – hear me out. The reason I'm on this, Colin – the bullpen's already taxed. You're going to go back to the bullpen after you went bullpen like 2 days ago?
Now, the good news is they were able to go to their rookie, Mizorowski, and that guy was able to give him about 3.5
Why not go
Mizorowski? Okay. Here's the thing. They don't want to start him because that guy's going to get blown up. And he went 3 innings and a third on Saturday. You're not going to use him on Monday. That's where I don't know Milwaukee's strategy here. But I would lean the side that they're going to nickel and dime their way through this series unless they got Peralta on the mound.
It's seeming like Peralta's their lone starter. And Mizorowski comes in and throws for 3-4 in. Colin, they have what is this, Corey Kluber circa 2016 for the Indians, where he's pitching every other day? Where are the starters? You told me his team had pitching. Chet Patrick's pitched 4 innings.
They've had a lot.
Stop it. Where's the starters?
And Patrick went the other day.
Mizorowski was an all-star.
Oh, hold on. A phony all-star. He had 4 starts.
Those people write home about him.
The problem is they lost Woodruff, and Woodruff would have been their second guy. They have a plethora of arms.
This is Corey Kluber, man, all over again.
Mike, I understand what you're saying. They have better pitching than Chicago, and that's not saying much. See, the Dodgers, they're so fortunate that they figured out their closer role. They're so fortunate that Roki Sasaki has been some sensation.
I don't even know. What do you call him? Just the hired gun that comes in?
Put him in there and he'll mow people down.
The bounty hunter of Django Fett for 3 innings.
And he was able to go 3 in Game 4 against the Phillies. 3 perfect innings at that.
Say what you want quickly. Say what you want about the Cubs. At least they had Boyd and Imananga. At least they had Boyd. I mean, they had starters. Did they get rocked? Sure. But they had arms and, for that matter, arms that pitched well in the regular season that were available. I'm just surprised that the Brewers don't have another starter.
They have a lot of arms.
Outside of Peralta.
They have a lot of arms. Like, Uribe's pretty good. Quintana, if they utilize him, is good. Ashby is not bad. But, like, Mizorowski has pitched well for the most part. So
they should have made, granted, he pitched Saturday, correct?
Who?
And Mizorowski.
Yes.
And Peralta started Thursday.
Correct. Yes.
So you're telling me Freddie can't go?
Freddie's going to go tomorrow.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Why short rest him at home when you can wait one day?
I guess you're right. I thought it was my public school head. Yeah. I thought it was 5 days. It's been 4.
Don't short rest him.
Okay, well, listen. Who am I to question what's been working for them then? I just find it unbelievable you don't have a second starter to play.
Milwaukee can win the game if they score. That's going to be Milwaukee's game
How
plan.
long is this?
They gave up a home run in every single opening inning of that Chicago series. They're going to need to score often to beat the Dodgers.
Sure.
They know that. Phillies, we questioned their pitching, and they were able to shut the Dodgers down once they got to L.A. They just couldn't score.
My question to you, how long is this sustainable, what they're doing, to have one starter?
I'm on the same board as you. I think the Dodgers, you're going to see a plethora of talent versus a bunch of guys who have played great at the right time. Andrew Vaughn has played great. Bryce Terang has played great. Are these guys consistently? Yelich is a good player, a very good player. Are these guys consistent? Are they consistently amazing players? Ohtani went 1 from 18 in the series against the Phillies. They won in 4. Like, Freddie Freeman has done a whole lot of nothing in the postseason. Mookie's been great, but Freeman has done a whole lot of nothing. It's been Kike, Tommy Edman, Mookie Betts.
They're deep, Kyle.
They got 100 guys.
They do.
So that's what.
And that's what money gets.
And and their big problem was bullpen. That was their big thing. That you could beat the Dodgers if you get into their bullpen. Vesia is probably the most reliable guy. And then they got Blake Treinen, who's not that good. Then they figured out, let's throw the Japanese phenom back there. And then he starts mowing people down.
By the way, who is unplayable for the first 3.5 months of the MLB season.
And then he reset a little bit. He wasn't ready for the lights. And he's ready.
That kid was unplayable. That's what the Dodgers are able to do. They're able to work out Roki Sasaki for 4 months because they have the talent to do it. Folks, fifth quarter brought to you by Hard Rock Bet. I'm on the Hard Rock Bet app right now. Minus 150 on the road for the Dodgers to win outright. I mean, Colin, if I had to put money on this game, it's that plus 130 money line from Milwaukee. That's the bet. So the run line for the Dodgers, minus 1.5 is plus 110. I think the best bet on the app tonight, if you want to root for a game, is probably Milwaukee plus 130.
You got to hope if they can knock her, and their offense has gotten started, and Milwaukee's offense is good. Don't undersell their offense. Their offense is really good. They're a little bit like Toronto, where they got a lot of timely hitters.
I think it's a must. You're going to laugh. I think it's like a must-win game for Milwaukee tonight. Come out strong, win on your home field, and really force the Dodgers to win that game too. If the Dodgers win tonight, that's such a momentum swing. The road team winning in game one, job accomplished in one game. I mentioned to you how much I hate the 2-3-2 format.
That's what Seattle could say.
So Seattle job's done. Job's done.
Seattle,
job's done right now.
Is a cherry on top.
Yep, job's done for them.
Which is crazy. They stole one on the road, and they got a lot of good starters still waiting to get started here.
Yep.
So I agree with you.
So I think the pressure, the pressure.
And they got a day off tomorrow, and they could let all those guys who didn't have the rest in the first after Friday's 15-inning marathon. They can let those guys relax.
Pressure cooker is Milwaukee tonight, and I think if I said 5 games. Tonight might be the game. Plus 130 is a good bet for Milwaukee.
I think that this is going to come back to Milwaukee. I do. I think for the last 2 games, this series will be back in Milwaukee. And I think that I would take the Dodgers not to allow it to get to 3. I think the Dodgers are going to have a 3-2 lead post 5 games.
Dodgers
going into game 6.
They're undefeated at home in the playoffs. They didn't lose to Cincinnati.
Correct.
They didn't lose last series.
They lost.
They didn't lose. Or no, Schwarber hit the home runs. You're right. Mm-hmm. Schwarber hit all the home runs.
So they were able to. They were down 2-0. They won 2. They won 2 in Philly, and then
maybe it's not an indestructible fortress as I make it out to be. But Colin, they don't have a Schwarber. They don't have the guy who's going to hit. Milwaukee doesn't have the guy who's hitting 2 home runs in a game.
Milwaukee's
correct.
True. Milwaukee's got a better lineup, 1 through 9. They got a better lineup.
Do they?
Yes.
Than the Phillies?
At least
Phillies is the best money can buy you.
At this time right now, yes. Okay. They got a little bit of Toronto. It's like the Yankees versus Toronto. They got more timely hitters.
Who's their Vladdy? Vlad's the bopper. Is there Bopper Churio? I mean,
Churio is their best all-around offensive player.
He's unreal. And let's make something clear. Churio's going to be one of the best players in the MLB.
Is, Andrew Vaughn, who they acquired at the midpoint of the season, who was playing in AAA for the White Sox in June, has been a revelation. He's got 2 homers this postseason. It's been fantastic.
Dude, Vaughn was a top 3 pick in the MLB draft like 5 years ago.
You nailed it. Third overall.
Yeah.
So they have a bunch of first-round picks, which is why this is not the Island of Misfit Toys. These are all a bunch of first-round picks.
Yes.
These are all a bunch of highly touted picks. Sure. This is not like the A's stringing together, the guy from across the street to come play for them. This has been a team that has put together the right pieces at the right time, and they also got a hell of a manager. Pat Murphy's a great manager, but you're right. A rested Dodger team, you got to think that they're going to come out firing.
That's why I was grilling you about the pitching, because I find it unbelievable that a team that is in the NLCS has to go back-to-back bullpen games after going bullpen game in a must-win game 5. I mean, that's crazy.
Who knows? If Ashby can give them, I don't know what his inning limit is, but if he could give them 3-4 innings.
He's went 4.2. He's went 4.2 in 4 games so far. He started 1 game. So in 4 appearances and starting 1 game, Ashby has went 4.2.
Yeah.
So I makes me think he's going 2 innings.
If he's going to go 2, and then maybe they go to Quinn Priester, who knows what they do. But The one thing about them is they're going to nickel and dime their way through this first game. And then hopefully Peralta gives them a good start. This is what playoff baseball is. It's about your arms, not about your starters.
Sure.
I think that's a little overrated of a prospect these days.
Pat Murphy's playing the matchups. From the looks of it, he's playing the matchups. He's
Absolutely.
not doing...
And that's probably what their game plan is.
He's not doing the old... You know me. The baseball I watched growing up...
I trust the staff more than the player.
The baseball that I watched with Terry Francona almost for the better half of 10 years was you got 3 starters, you got your 7th inning guy, you got your 8th inning guy, and you got your 9th inning guy.
You can make the argument...
Brewers don't do that.
You can make the argument that Milwaukee sort of got the monkey off their back. They vindicated their regular season a little bit by getting to the championship series. You can make the argument that some Brewer fans are expecting a World Series. You know, they lost to the Dodgers in 2018. They lost in a 7-game series there as well. You can make the argument that they're looking to get ahead of that. But the one thing you can say is the Brewers have freed that regular season and the dark cloud that was potentially over them if they didn't beat Chicago.
And
they beat Chicago. They got away from that. Now I'm going to ask you this.
Yeah.
What level of a series do they need to put up in order to have the Brewer fan feel pretty good about it if the Dodgers are just that great?
I think Brewer fan wants a 7-game series.
I agree with you.
I think a
6-game series disappoints the team. I think a 7-game series minimum is going to be like still a hell of a season.
It's a team that won 97 games. They have home field in the NL.
Of a bunch of teams that had their highs and lows, the Brewers were the team that mostly stayed high the whole season.
I think they want nothing less than 7 games and a thrilling series. And I got to give them credit, all right? You know, I sports hate the Packers. I don't sports hate the Brewers. I picked the Cubs in that series because that's what the Brewers do. They how many times have they lost in that?
Yeah, Bob Uecker passes away. One of the legendary broadcasts. Do they have a little mojo with that?
But they proved it. They proved that they could win a playoff series. They proved that they're one of the best teams in the NL. Folks, I just think the Dodgers, it's like my cousin's to the point. My cousin Blake, who I love dearly, a big baseball fan like us, Cal. He goes, Mike, I don't need to watch. I know who's going to win. It's the Dodgers. That's that, and I understand that's why he would feel that way. I honestly do.
There's totally a possibility that we come out Wednesday to do the show, and we both say after either the Dodgers are up 2-0 or 1-1, thinking they're just too good.
Right.
That is a very much in the cards that they are just too good.
I'm still there. That's why I picked them in 5, especially with the stupid 2-3-2.
I think it'll be too much as well.
If I'm the Milwaukee fan, if you're listening to me, remember I hate the 2-3-2. All right, I hate it. Can't stand it. They need to change it.
It's sort of like what the Mets did last year. This happened with the Mets last year. Remember, that was the team of destiny. Remember this?
Yeah.
Last year.
Hang on. You loved the Mets last year.
Loved them.
Now you hated them this year. You took their under and you cashed that ticket.
They sold out. They sold their souls.
We were outside of Port St. Lucie, Clover Park, and Colin was telling Met fan, hammer that under. They laughed at him.
They laughed at me.
They laughed at him.
Who's laughing now?
To the bank.
The Mets are always going to Mets.
Priest Rob.
Father Rob.
There you go.
Father Rob.
There you go.
Who, by the way, was in Vegas last week. Father Rob, for those who don't know.
Friend of show.
Is friend of show, number 1. Number 2, he's my father's gambling. I'm going to do this legally. Gambling partner. And he's a great friend family friend, whatever. He's a former priest, but for 9 years ago, he stopped being a priest. Obviously, you don't know any priests that are bookies. He's retired from being a priest. And but we still call him Father Rob. He was in Vegas last week, asked for my NBA picks and my NHL picks for my futures. And I told him, I said I want the St. Louis Blues over on points, 84.5. They're 1-1, by the way, so they got 2 points. And I told him, I said I want the Mavericks over, I want the Raptors over, I want the Nets over, and I told them Clippers under, just off of let's root against the Clippers, bad mojo, old team, similar to what I did with the 76ers last year.
I took their under last year, and I got burned.
You got burned because they were healthy. But I just did that off of the mojo. They was like 48.5.
Yeah.
And he said, I only got the Blues and the Mavericks in. Why didn't you get the other ones in? What were you doing? So now we're going to have to, we'll do it through a Hard Rock Bet, which is fine. But it was funny because I usually do it with him, and it's funny because he only gets 2 of the 5 in.
By the way, Father Rob was nice enough to break down the Pope with us on this program.
When Pope Leo got, what's the word? I don't know. Inaugurated?
Anointed.
Anointed. And he jumped on We did Pope Legacies for about 25 minutes, and then that was the day after the Celtics fell down 2-0 to the Knicks, and they were still favored in the series. And you were all in on...
No, the Cavs. It was the Cavs.
Was it the Cavs series?
It was the Cavs series. It was the Cavs and the Pacers, and Father Rob was saying the easiest bet is the Pacers to win the series.
I thought it was when Boston fell down 2-0.
I got defensive over the Cavs. Because
I think it was, first of all, they were happening at the same time.
They were.
So I think it was around the same time.
I disagreed with Father Rob on all fronts. The Celtics, the Cavs. I was dead wrong. And you want to know what I was? Dead wrong.
Dead wrong.
Christian, we got in trouble for talking to the priest, by the way, on this program.
Yeah, it was a boring 30 minutes.
No,
dead wrong. Dead wrong. Another one who's dead wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody wants to break down the Pope, but they don't actually want to get somebody who knows what he's talking about. That's why
no one wants to break down the Pope.
Colin,
and nobody wants to hear some.
Tell me what you told me. Breaking down the Pope and breaking down NBA playoffs with a former priest.
That's what sports radio is all about.
Kind of agree with that. I kind of agree with that.
Just because you said it doesn't make it true.
The fifth quarter.
I think your father would have appreciated that.
The fifth quarter presented by Hard Rock Bet on ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. We'll do our best bet from over the weekend, best bet for the Monday games, and also the underdog picks. What could we have strung together to win some real cash? We'll do that next. Stick around for it. It's the fifth quarter presented by Hard Rock Bet on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
A resort destination beyond compare, yet conveniently close to home. The Breakers Palm Beach offers everything you desire with the service you deserve in a breathtaking oceanfront setting. Immerse yourself in unparalleled seaside glamour and enjoy all the Breakers has to offer as you create lasting memories with those who matter most. The best part, you don't have to travel far to feel worlds away. Visit thebreakers.com or call 1-800-BREAKERS today.
Gators fans, you still have 3 chances to catch Florida football live in the Swamp this season. Don't miss homecoming against Mississippi State on October 18th. Military Appreciation Day versus Tennessee on November 22nd. And Florida State for Senior Day on November 29th. Visit FloridaGators.com to get your tickets today.
What if every use of your debit card turns spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact Checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. You see that new welcome offer? Bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. I think we got to jump on this.
What's John Daly think?
I think you got to grip it and rip it.
Grip it?
And rip it.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and up and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
In sports and in life, how you move matters. So when injuries or pain get in the way, the orthopedic specialists at HSS Florida provide world-class care to get you moving again. From non-surgical and surgical care to personalized rehabilitation, HSS Florida offers the same quality and expertise you expect from HSS, the world's #1 in orthopedic care. With 2 convenient locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida. Choose better, move better.
Elevate your drive with the new 2026 Range Rover Velar P250S, where sleek design meets powerful performance. Lease it today for just $749 a month for 36 months, with $6,995 due at signing. This is your chance to command the road in signature Range Rover style. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and make sophistication yours. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Overtime intensity meets non-stop debate.
Hey, guys, that's a embarrassment out there.
This is the 5th quarter, presented by Hard Rock Bet.
All right, we got doubleheader Monday Night Football tonight, but we also had a packed weekend of football, especially on the college side with a lot of upsets. So we're going to see if Mike and I were smart. What were our underdog bets? Our best underdog of the weekend. Let's see, Mike. All right, so we were smart. Let's do a little best underdog bet presented by Hard Rock Bet. Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to go through the full college slate because college had more upsets than the NFL did. And there's a couple directions that we could go here. Let's do the obvious, the one who got a coach fired.
What? Correct. And
you want to take a guess at what Northwestern was in the money line? Christian.
Wasn't
We said that.
UCLA
Just
like
Jinx, you owe me a soda.
plus 12,000 UCLA? So
Yeah.
I'm going to think 11 plus 1,100.
Too much. Plus 800.
But
Okay.
still, unbelievable. And Christian, what did you and I both agree on earlier in the hour?
You should have fired him. Yeah.
Talk about another coach that maybe
Can't lose to Northwestern at home, mate. You can't do it.
add Northwestern to the parlay. That's plus 800 on that front. Let's do another team with a coach that maybe should be fired. Pitt beat down on Florida State.
He was chewing out a defensive coordinator while walking off the field.
He was, and you want to know why? Director of Ops Dave Judah. Appreciate him explaining to me why. I was too focused on the Buckeye game, but I asked him about it. They had a linebacker spy all game that just completely was getting obliterated on every play. The quarterback was just doing his thing. The spy was getting blocked, and all hell broke loose. That's why he was getting chewed out. Never adjusted. Ooh. Never adjusted either. That's why. Did you see what I sent you on Instagram? They're going to the get rid of Norvell card. Norvell also a $50 million buyout, similar to Coach Franklin. Colin, would you get rid of Mike Norvell? By the way, plus 300 was that money line.
I wouldn't. That team's in a different spot than Penn State. That team just needs to recapture some assembly of stability. Penn State's not in that spot.
You want to know what I told Director of Ops Dave Judah, diehard Penn State fan, Stephanie Prince, our GM, diehard Penn State fan, Florida State fan, sorry. You want to know what I told them? Worst thing that could happen for Norvell was winning that Alabama game. Do you want to know why? Set expectations.
Yeah, the expectations.
It set expectations of, okay, we're great now. We're
elite
now.
If they were 3-3 with a loss, that's a good point. If they were 3-3 with a loss to that Alabama game, we'd be going around thinking, all right, this is exactly what we expect.
Expectations were set the moment they beat Alabama. And listen, it's college football, man. It's college football. And Norvell, they're spending money. Like Christian complained about Penn State and the money they're spending. They should be better. I say the same thing about Florida State. Terrible loss. You can't lose at Doak Campbell against a team that might not even make a bowl game at the end of the year. Christian, Pitt was plus 300. Kyle, what's our next bet?
This is another one that I'm surprised the number was this high comparatively to what they did last week. People thought it'd be a little bit of a hangover game, but UCLA was going on the road to take on Michigan State University in East Lansing. They were plus 210 to win the game.
They blow them out.
38-13.
Christian wasn't close. Aiden Childs had a terrible game. Nico I proved to everybody why he was a sought-after quarterback after he decided to kind of, mess over Penn State for a better,
They might meet Ohio State in Indianapolis.
Who's that?
Or UCLA might meet Ohio State in Indianapolis. No one else wants to be the second best team.
I guess, Christian.
They're playing Indiana at Indiana.
Get a
tiebreaker.
Hang on, how about this? It's not going to happen, but it's possible because
and they got Ohio State on the road.
All of UCLA's losses were against the worst out-of-conference opponents that they scheduled all year. They lost every game they were supposed to blow out.
They also lost to Northwestern, who's underrated.
They stink.
When Penn State upsets Indiana and Ohio State, the path is there for UCLA.
Hold on. Can we start to give Northwestern a little bit of credit?
Christian, you know I'm very worried every year about the Penn State game. You're telling me advantage Penn State in that game against Ohio State with Franklin gone? You're going to show up better than you would have with Coach Franklin and Drew Aller.
Yes, I'm telling you that now. If they didn't fire Coach Franklin going into that game, I'm more confident.
Punch. It was a lifeless punch.
This team is going to play free and easy and motivated. This team is going to play with circumstances they quite literally never have been able to before.
Especially if they loved Franklin. This would be a this is for you, James Franklin game.
You think I should, I worry about anything. I worried about Illinois. Should I be worried about Penn State at home, Christian?
That's in 2 weeks?
You're telling me I'm worried about Wisconsin in Camp Randall. Historically great college football atmosphere and a storied program in Wisconsin.
Historically incorrect. I could tell you that from a
Wisconsin is a storied college football program with a great home field advantage.
Place, nonsense.
It's a tough place to play.
It's not. It's quite easy.
So UCLA won as
plus 210. You know who beat
210.
Wisconsin at Wisconsin? Northwestern. Go ahead.
210, Christian.
Yeah, if you parlayed together a cup of coffee parlay, $5. That's it. And you said, you know what? Northwestern, UCLA, heck, Pitt, $553. $553 in your pocket by those 3 games together.
So, Christian, that $5 I'd spend at a no-name, please, coffee barista could have won me $550.
Yeah.
With our good friends at Hard Rock Bet.
A brand new Switch, right?
I need it. Guys, Legend ZA is coming out.
Nope.
Nope. Christian,
play it on the plane.
Christian, I know I don't have to tell you how expensive rent is down here in West Palm Beach. Boys, I don't have $650 to just
have
blow
car
on a
issues.
That too.
Did the car get fixed?
Yeah, it did. It's good.
It runs okay?
Running like a dream until something else happens, right? It's got 42,000 miles on it. Did you miss this? Did you miss this?
I listened.
Okay. All right. Never mind. Then we don't need to go
His
through
car
it.
fell apart in the middle of Congress in the left lane, and him and a police officer rolled it till they crossed the road onto the sidewalk. Like it was the Blues Brothers, where one of them's pushing from behind, the other one's steering the wheel. That was Mike and some police officer from West Palm Beach.
By the way, I forgot to, that happened at noon. I was on my way into work. Should I be alarmed that, no one from the station reached out to me when it was, 3:09? Like, hey, are you coming in today?
I think that's more about you than it is about everybody else.
Fair enough. I was just I totally remember. I'm like, crap, I forgot to text B-Man. Oh my God, he's probably chewing me out.
You didn't even tell our boss?
Dude,
you didn't tell anybody?
I didn't tell
Mike,
anybody.
We got things going on here. I'm not worried about where Mike is.
I'm not asking you. I'm not saying you. You were doing theoretically speaking.
Okay.
You didn't talk to Brian?
I didn't tell Brian till 3.
Our boss?
I didn't tell him till 3, but you got to realize
you didn't tell him till 3.
I was shell shocked.
You were sitting in a mechanic's office. What are you waiting
I'm on the phone with my dad. I'm on the phone with my uncle. I'm pacing.
He's got the ambulance metal blanket, or those
Yeah.
ones.
I'm pacing. Colin, you know me. I'm a pacer. I can't sit still. My heart's going. I'm breathing heavy.
So, yeah, of course, you make the calls you need to call, but you didn't call the one
forgot.
who's expecting you?
And then 3 o'clock comes around. My dad goes, did you tell Brian? I'm like, I'm an idiot. He goes, they're probably calling you. I looked at my phone.
Nobody called.
My dad's freaking out, saying that they're upset with me. I look at my phone, and then I told my dad, I'm like, I think we're good. But anyway, Christian, I had a hell of a Friday. I really did. It was one of the worst. And I brought it upon myself because I said, and I admitted that I live a very privileged life. Us getting bamboozled from that parking lot was one of the worst losses I had in 2025. And then the day after, I have to pay $1,300 to fix my car.
We said you want adversity, Mike?
Correct. There you go,
pal.
There you go, pal.
What parking lot are you talking about?
No switch in Legend ZA for you.
Well, we used to be able to park right behind the office,
yes.
and now we are about 0.15 miles away. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that has caused an uproar in the office. We've changed parking garages. It's true.
We should go. What's a way to take action?
You want to boycott who?
I don't know. I didn't use the word boycott, but I want a word that would, help.
To be
the
fair,
landlords.
You want to get some signs?
You're indifferent on this.
I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
You don't care, Christian? I can't stand it.
Dude, I don't.
Are you angry?
I like that walk in the morning.
If it was covered, I wouldn't care.
The city place walk I like.
But the rain is a pain. The rain, it's South Florida, and the time we get out of work, it's almost always raining.
And Christian, my thing, boys, I don't know what it is, and I'm interested to hear your perspective on this because I might be the only human being on earth that this happens to. I work out right before I come into work. So, I work out, I shower, and I come right into work. Boys, for some reason, I sweat like Patrick Ewing in the fourth quarter when I get into work after making that walk. I have to sit in my production room, in my dungeon, for 10 minutes to cool off because I got
sweat that much on the walk?
Because I got sweat dripping from my belly.
You sweat that much on the walk?
I wonder if it's because I run 3 miles, go right into the shower, jump out, and then walk in 85-degree weather. But one day,
you're also sitting in the car with AC. It's definitely not that.
Our teammate Dom, she looked at me. She goes, "Dude, are you okay?" I'm dripping sweat. This is an everyday thing.
You're having a panic attack.
Bro,
and you're
yes.
sweating.
This is an everyday thing. So
I don't sweat that much walking, and I don't work out. So that might be a you thing.
Colin, is it because I'm exerting so much energy? Am I screwing with the body temperature too much?
I think that makes sense after the shower. Because that happens to me. If you go for a run on in the morning or whatever, you come in, your body temperature is really hot. You jump into the shower, and I don't get very cold water here. And if you come in and out, you could start sweating after the shower just because your body temperature is not cool yet. But that's not going to happen, especially after sitting in the car for 10 minutes driving here with AC. That's not.
Yeah, I don't know. I sweat.
It's not that unless you have some boil point that you can't come down from after a workout.
How can we be civilly disobedient to our leasing office or whatever to get our parking garage back?
It's unfortunate because Jess Welke, who was a teammate of ours,
I miss Jess.
She was our front line. She was the George Washington on the boat to the Delaware with the parking garage people, and she just took another opportunity here in West Palm.
Dude, Jess was a no nonsense gal, and I appreciate
She was our frontline fighter.
You ready for this?
I really did.
You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
All right, so when
Jess is going to be the one we have to deal with if we want to move parking garages.
When he says a Star Wars line, it's okay. When I say a Star Wars line, it's DEFCON 5.
You had to Google.
I've never watched Star Wars, but I've heard the meme format.
You never watched Star Wars?
You were supposed to join the blank.
You were supposed to join the Sith, not join them.
You never watched
Bring balance to the Force.
I fell asleep.
In darkness.
Fell asleep during the first one. I was like, this is just not for me.
I hate you.
Harry Potter guy through and through.
You want to talk about a postseason? How about Jorge Polanco with a 3-run shot? That guy has been all over the place with go-aheads. Game 5, Game 1, and now Game 3. Or Game 2.
You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you.
That was actually pretty good. Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
See, calling my attention to that was the wrong thing because I don't know what you're talking about.
That's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It is the best Jedi ever.
Oh, my God. Please.
He represents...
differ of opinion?
He represents everything you would ever want. Dedicated.
There's not a lot of options. That's the problem. There's not a lot of great...
No, there are a lot of options if you watch the Clone Wars and actually are a Star Wars fan.
Enough.
Okay, sorry.
Enough.
I'm so happy the Blue Jays are losing. Just
That's a hate
bunch
watch.
of jerks.
That's a hate watch for you.
It's a bunch of losers.
Especially in Toronto.
Yeah.
Well, if it's un-American to root for Toronto.
How do we let them in the American League and they're not in the United States of America?
You have a problem with Canadians, Christian?
Representing the American League, I just have a semantics problem. That's all.
Fair enough.
Well, we got 2 Monday Night Football games tonight. Let's figure out our Monday night best bets. Presented by Hard Rock Bet. Monday Night Football on Hard Rock Bet. Check it out today, and we got 2 games to choose from, so we got a lot of action we can get in on. All right, number 1, Buffalo Bills are favored tonight by 3.5 on the road at Atlanta. Mike, we have the Bills in our cover 5.
Yep.
The over-under was 49.5. It has moved up to 50 in the meantime. And then on the other side, the Bears are getting 5 points on the road against the Commanders post-bye. That over-under is also about 49.5. What is screaming to you here?
I actually created a parlay. I'm going with Buffalo.
Buffalo minus 3.5.
Minus 3.5.
I agree with that.
And I'm going James Cook anytime touchdown. That's $20 to win 52 plus 160 odds. Sign me up. I said in earlier in the show, and that they got to get the run game back on track. What turned Buffalo, in my opinion, into an elite team in the AFC
when you let the MVP of the league play complimentary.
Right. What turned them into that, Colin, is James Cook in that run game. Get that run game back on track. Cook had 15 carries for 45 yards. Unacceptable. I'm going with James Cook anytime tutty. Buffalo minus 3.5. That's $20 to win 52 plus 160 odds.
I'm all over that Bills line as well. Coming off a loss, too. I don't care if it's on the road. Atlanta's a team. Hey, Brian Callahan, the first domino has fallen. I'd bet my hard-earned money that Raheem Morris is going to be one of the next ones to be fired midseason. I do not think that he will last very long in Atlanta as head coach. As the other side of things, the Bears +5. Maybe I have a soft spot for the Bears. I would take the Bears +5 here. Commanders had a great win last week at Los Angeles, but the Bears are coming off their bye. And I think Ben Johnson off the bye, this is a team that not only Ben Johnson coached well against in the postseason, but Jared Goff sort of blitzed the whole operation. They've been able to score. That Commander defense, I don't think is going to scare him too bad. If Caleb Williams can play well, if they could run the football, control the tempo of the game, I think the Bears are the team that are really going to benefit from an off week. I think that is sort of a Ben Johnson-coded thing. I like Bears +5.
All right, how about this? I'll take your Bears +5 because I like it too, and I'll add a Rome Odunze anytime touchdown.
What's that number?
That's $20 to win 72 plus 260. Odunze has been on fire. I love that. Bears +5, Rome to anytime touchdown. That's $20 to win 72 plus 260. And folks, I'm right on the Hard Rock app.
I like that.
Literally, go to your Discover tab, type in Chicago. The Chicago-Washington game comes right up. I took +5. I go to player props. It's all right there on the app. That's $20 to win 72. Give me the Bears.
I'm in on the Bears, though. I know you.
Dude, I like the Bears.
You drink the Kool-Aid a little too much.
I always do. Well,
a little too much.
The Peoria run, it rubbed off on me a bit. I kind of like the Bears. I don't have second teams because I am a brutal Cleveland fan. But if I had a second team, it would be the Chicago Bears.
Fair enough.
Sounds like the Chicago Bears are your second team.
Thank you, Christian. I'm not allowed to say that as a Cleveland fan.
You think it's like cheating?
It's cheating.
It's cheating. Oh, things get tough and you run to the Bears.
I can't have that getting back to Cleveland that I silently root for the Bears and the Cubs.
Well,
can't have that get back.
Well, if only we were on a station that has a sister station also in Cleveland.
It's the joke, folks. It's the joke.
While your wife is just chain smoking in the front lawn. Oh, you talk to her, huh?
Dude, guys, can I complain about the Browns for 20 seconds? How is the offense worse than it was last year? They averaged 15 points a game last year. They're averaging 13, or the only team in the NFL that did not score over 18 points in a game. I think the coach has to go, Kyle. I like Stefanski. I think he needs a new venture, and I think the Browns need a clean slate.
My response to that, if you're going to flush it, flush it.
They need, but
get everybody
we have this thing
out.
If it takes Stefanski getting fired to get Barry fired, we're for it. And throw that Darth, or the Star Wars segment, throw Darth D. Podesta in there too, because no one knows what the hell that nerd does in the facility.
If you're gonna get rid of everybody, if you're gonna get rid of him, get rid of everybody. I completely agree. If you're gonna flush it, flush it. Don't take the Tennessee Titans way of doing it. Get a completely new regime in there.
I think Darth D. Podesta is like Lord Sidious, just making sure everything goes wrong for the Browns.
And if, let's say, assuming that they don't like either of the two quarterbacks. They don't like Gabriel. They don't like Shador. They don't have a lot of capital wrapped up in them in terms of the draft picks. That's a good job. Why is that a good job? Because they got a good defense. They've had a great draft class that just got through there. And they got 6 or 7 impact players. They got 2 first-rounders next year. And they got an opening general manager and a head coaching gig if they fire both of them. I know they have a nightmare to deal with Watson, but that's done, I believe, after next year, right? They can move on from that after one more year.
One more year.
So once that's done, they get their pick of the litter. They're going to have a good pick in the draft, and that new coach and new general manager can walk into a pretty solid base.
2 things why the current brass is there quickly. I think Haslam, the owner, feels bad because it was him who did the Watson deal, and he feels like he didn't give a fair shot to Stefanski and Barry. And I think he also is tired of the stigmatism that the Browns fire everybody. But in hindsight, I think it's time. It's time to clean the slate. I think he's wrong here, but we'll see. How about this shout? I think Gabriel and Sanders both could be playing for different teams next year.
I want to see Shador. You are going to flush it. flush it.
Gabriel, it's unfair to say that he stinks, but I think you need to give Shedeur a chance at some point.
You're gonna see him. So to make that, you're not good. You're not playing well enough you're gonna see him. But if you're gonna flush it, flush it. Get everything out. It's the circus. Rid yourself of that curse. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat. That was our Monday Night Football Best Bet presented by Hard Rock Bet. It is the fifth quarter presented by Hard Rock Bet. We'll close out the program, give our score predictions on the other side of things. It's fifth quarter on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit signoramawpb.com.
ESPN West Palm is on the move. Brought to you by Safebound Moving and Storage, the most trusted moving company in Florida. You're safe with Safebound.
Miami Dolphins football is back at Hard Rock Stadium. The party starts the second you hit the lot and doesn't stop till the final whistle. There's nothing like experiencing Dolphins football live. Single game tickets are on sale now with options for every budget, from the 300 level to our luxury offerings. Turn Sundays into something unforgettable. Secure your seats today. Visit MiamiDolphins.com/tickets and get ready for game day.
You lather, rinse, moisturize, and repeat. At this point, you're practically training for the Shower Olympics. But here's the twist. It's not your shampoo's fault, it's your water. Hard water leaves a mineral residue that clogs your pores and dries out your hair. Culligan water softeners remove damaging minerals, revitalizing brittle hair and dry skin. Upgrade your shower system today for only $79 a month. Visit Culligan.com for more information or just say,
"Hey, Culligan man!"
We want to see you in a Greenway Kia. Are you tired of the hassle of buying a car? At Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, we're changing the game. No pushy salespeople here, just friendly product specialists on salary here to help you find the perfect ride. With over 500 vehicles in stock and a goal to sell 250 by month's end, that means incredible deals are waiting for you. Forget the back and forth negotiations. Once you pick your dream Kia, you'll work with one manager the entire time, making decisions on the spot for a smooth, stress-free experience. We'll even handle the paperwork, your tags, insurance, and every detail. Need help learning all the features? We'll schedule a post-delivery session when it's convenient for you. And if you can't make it in, we'll bring a new Kia right to your home or office for a test drive. Plus, for a limited time, you'll see the factory invoice right on the windshield of every car in the showroom. Visit Greenway Kia today or shop online at GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Looking to elevate your brand? Whether a small business, a nonprofit, or a national event, Team IP has you covered. Our corporate and digital divisions offer custom apparel, promo products, and POD stores with no inventory, no warehousing, and no fulfillment hassle. Just thousands of brands and options at your fingertips. We're proud to be partners of ESPN West Palm, and we're ready to be on your team. Visit teamip.com, where teamwork makes the dream work.
The game's in the books, but the story isn't finished. This is the fifth quarter, presented by Hard Rock Bet.
It's rivalry week in the fifth quarter, presented by Hard Rock Bet, because, hey, college football is in town this weekend, where my alma mater, Wisconsin, going against Mike's, sort of Alma mater, Ohio State.
I went there. You know what, Christian? I'm upset. I'm honestly upset that Colin and I aren't. We should be at that game. We should have done a Wednesday to Friday trip. Colin and I should be at what's the Madison Studios called?
The Everlight Solar Studios in Madison.
We should have been at the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, and we should be breaking down Ohio State and Wisconsin football.
That would be worse than the Pope talk.
All I know is there are two schools that we went to, and like
you're dead wrong in the Pope talk.
You are dead wrong there. I'm not. We're not accepting that. But to be fair, I think we should have went to that game. I think it's a bad look. I have a best friend that works in Madison. You went there. All your buddies are going to the game. I've been dying.
Hold on. They're not going to the game. They're going to be in the city while the game is going on.
Christian, I've been dying to visit Madison. My best friend, Matt Miller,
where you did
he was a coach there. I've never visited him
where
one
you did
time.
Screw up is one of your best friends, Johnny Weisner, is there. Weiser. Is there, and he works at ESPN Madison, and you're not visiting.
And cousin Scotty, cousin Scotty.
Who's cousin Scotty?
Fellow Buckeye honk. He's going to be there. All right.
Yeah, you should have went this weekend.
I brought this.
I have no interest in going to that game.
But hang on, I brought this up to our GM Stephanie, and she did not want us. She did not want us leaving during football season. So we were in a.
You could have went. Christian was in Chicago over the weekend. You could have went.
I don't. She was upset when I brought it up. Remember?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
she was fine.
I don't know.
You would have been able to go. Christian was in Chicago over the weekend.
I don't work on the weekends.
Yeah, I got Inter Miami and.
Is it day of a game this weekend?
Yeah, I'm on the call.
Oh, okay.
Ken's doing FAU.
There's your answer.
Oh yeah, what was this guy making a stink out of nothing?
Yeah.
You're gonna pass up an opportunity to call a Lionel Messi goal?
No, but I think it's a disgrace. My friends are calling me both of us a disgrace for not being at that.
No,
game.
Have
you're
your
an
friends
adult.
take a look at the box score from Saturday at Camp Randall Stadium, 37.
You don't want to go see the Buckeyes?
No, I have no interest.
Best team in the country.
No, that's true. Colin will never get a chance to see the Buckeyes, especially not in Hard Rock Stadium this year, because they're not going to be in the national championship game. That'd be crazy.
Or in the Orange Bowl. You didn't even mention the Orange Bowl, which is 2 games early.
Uncle P's going to get his tickets again, if that's a fact.
Hold on. They might be in the Orange.
We're going to be front row of that game.
They're not going to.
You're going to see me sweating it out in live time.
They're not going to be in the national championship. They'll be in the Orange Bowl where they'll lose to Indiana.
Would you stop?
They'll lose to Indiana for the second time.
Yeah.
For the second time in a month.
God, dude.
They'll lose first weekend of December, and they'll lose.
You know what?
They'll lose New Year's Day at Hard Rock Stadium.
You guys are right about a lot of things with me and my fandom. The Ohio State stuff is the one thing where you're just dead wrong, and I just sit here and just laugh.
You're sitting here telling me Wisconsin's going to give them a fighter's chance. Wisconsin is the worst team in the Big Ten.
It's a house of horrors historically.
What you guys think Northwestern is, Wisconsin is.
I'm not saying they're going to win the game, but that's a house of horrors historically for Buckeyes.
Because they lost one game there. What was that? 7 years ago they lost as the number one team in the country.
Correct.
Other than that, they have dominated.
Who is
Wisconsin.
that running back? God.
That was Melvin.
No, it was before Monty. It was even before Monty. You guys had a running back.
Was it James White?
It was before all those guys. It's how old I am. But I think it was like 08, 09.
Oh,
we got rocked.
I was talking
Terrell
about
Pryor. We got rocked.
I was talking about when they were number one team in the country. What was that? 7, 8 years? Yeah, 9 years ago.
2011.
Yeah. I'd have to go through my years.
Regardless,
I think it was like 2013.
We don't play well
14.
there. So, like, the fact that you're on your third string quarterback, that makes me, like, a sigh of relief, you know? So, but I think we should have went. Like, that's our sister station. You went there. You could have showed me the city.
You would have enjoyed that.
I heard Wisconsin's amazing. I sports hate the Packers, but Wisconsin's a great state. Like, we should have went.
You get to come back and say how overrated jump around is.
I've been saying that ever since I was a freshman in college.
I am.
Well, the student body stays for it and then leaves.
The one thing I am
it's so overrated. You have no idea. The opposing team likes it more than the home team because the opposing team is usually winning.
Hang on.
That is why
Christian,
that's an issue.
Quickly, I love being Big Ten Mike. I love the stadium stuff that they do every game in the tradition. I live for that. The only thing
garbage.
You want to know what I don't recognize, that I don't accept at the table, is that stupid Mr. Brightside at Michigan. What, they started that 2 years ago and they're going to claim that song? Right. You don't get to have Mr. Brightside, man.
I think you're
Sorry.
Right. I think you're very right.
You don't get to have that.
But Penn State could own Mo Bamba.
Correct. Oh, God, yes.
Christian Cat, Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo. This was the fifth quarter presented by Hard Rock Bet and ESPN 106.3.
The preceding program was paid for in full by Hard Rock Bet. Advice and opinions expressed during this program were solely those of the guests or hosts of this program and not of ESPN 106.3 or